members only live chat as well. That's also coming soon as well. So forgive me if I don't take a 3.5 hour downfall video that seriously, okay? I was too busy winning to care.
Oh my God, this is painful. It hurts. It hurts to watch.
3.5 hours, sweetie. I'm flattered, but I'm taken, okay? I am the talk of the town.
Oh my good God. Did he just say he's the talk? He said he's the talk of the town. Oh my God. What decade is that phrase from?
Look at me. I'm beaming.
Beaming too. I don't feel like I hear people say this stuff.
Officially that guy that all these leftard bitches love to use to get views and engagement. I'm that guy. I'm that guy, mother. Another video about me?
Okay. So we gotta talk about this. Sorry, y'all got to suffer alongside me as we watch through this nutbag who is apparently okay. A little bit ago, we watched a video that was Tim Pool. It was Tim Pool's channel, but he was not there. It was just all the Remains weirdo and a couple other guys. This was one of the guys. Now he didn't have all the, he wasn't all done up, which I'm kind of surprised given that he was going on like a huge show like Tim Pool. But yeah, he was makeupless, so he looks a little bit different here. But this is that guy, and he is this MAGA counterculture whatever. And he's in this video is called, let's see, what woke is and why it's bad. So we got to check this out. I am Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. All right, let's see here. Like I said, I don't even know what his name is. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Hold on, let me see. It's also really funny too. Jake Monroe. Okay, he's got 403,000 subscribers, right? But I feel like this always happens with right-wing stuff. They have like a huge number of subscribers, but this came out 2 weeks ago. And it's only got 9,000 views. I mean, I can kind of see why, because who the hell would want to sit through this, like, unironically? You know what I mean? Be like, yeah, this guy is so cool. Boy, he is just neat. Oh, all the conservatives sitting there wanting to watch this guy tell them how they're so right about all of their beliefs, all their bigoted beliefs, and how stupid wokeness is. So, yeah, let's check this out. Let me bring it back a little bit.
1,000 in Vegas in February to go talk to my friend Rollo Tomasi. I also just recently hit 1,000. You get actual perks for becoming a member, and I just, for the first time ever,
he kind of started with this whole lady, and at some point I want to check out. Well, maybe we'll do it in a little bit here. I want to check out this takedown video that he's clearly very upset about, but is trying to pretend like he's not. Maybe we can check that out. It's 3 hours long. I don't know if I'm going to watch through the whole thing, but we could start it. We can see what's going on there. Maybe skip through it a little bit.
In my entire career, I've just hit 1,000 paid members on this channel.
Again, you have 400,000 subscribers. How are you only at 1,000? Dude, David Smalley has like 9,000 or something members or whatever. And he's like a nobody. How the hell? He has nowhere near 400,000 subscribers. This is weird. This feels like you bought a bunch of subscribers.
And I cannot
like trying to trick the algorithm. That's what it is.
Thank you guys enough. Thank you so much. All the gifters out there, all the reoccurring members out there, thank you so much. More perks being added soon, like exclusive merch, for example, discount codes, more emotes are coming, emojis, they're coming soon, and also members-only live chat as well. That's also coming soon.
Oh, awesome. Man, it's so great that you start your video this way, man. This is so professional and everything.
As well. So forgive
Who does this? Isn't this the shit that you do at the end or whatever? Like, I thought you do this after you give people something to give a shit about.
me if I don't take a 3.5 hour downfall.
Okay, let's see what this idea. Did he take out? Oh no. Her name is Really Elena. 36,000 views. 19 hours. Hadn't even been a day. It's got 36,000 views. And he makes sure to put her name and the amount of views that it got, which is kind of funny. But it's incredibly satisfying. Downfall of an OG goth. Yeah, I guess maybe he used to be somebody cool or something, maybe like a musician. I know nothing. I know nothing about this guy at all. Other than just, seeing him on Tim Pool. But yeah, so I think we might have to watch this lady take him down a peg or two, even though it seems like he already kind of did that to himself on purpose too. It's not
whole video. That seriously, okay? I was too busy winning to care. 3.5 hours, sweetie. I'm flattered, but I'm taken. Okay. I am the
Look at him, like, switching cameras. It's so, like, he has way too much money for this. Like, this is like, it's weird. Like, he has enough money to, like, rent an art studio. Is that what he's doing? And making sure that it's a very white, very echoey one too, which is just annoying. But and he's got all this money. He could like switch. He's got the phone in his hand to be switching cameras and all this type of stuff. Tons of money dumped into this. 9,000 views in 2 weeks. She got 36 in 19 hours. It's amazing. I love. And when I was looking him up, when I was like trying to the takedown video was like top. So like you had to like go down past a couple like a bunch of people talking shit about him before you get to like his stuff. It's hilarious. He is so mad about it. You can tell.
Look at the town. Look at me.
I'm the talk of the town.
Beaming. I'm officially that guy that all these leftard bitches love to use to get views and engagement. I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
See, and he doesn't even know what he's like supposed to do when he's switching video or switching cameras. He's like, am I supposed to turn and look at it? Oh no, wait, how do normal people do this sort of thing? Yeah, usually they just keep talking the one direction, and then the second camera just keeps looking at him from the other. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're not. You're a joke, so it's all right.
Hey, another video about me? Anyway.
There was one, and it got way more views than anything you've got.
I would like to very quickly point out that I'm going on tour in the US, because I'm on such a downward spiral with my career at the moment.
Watch it not be like an actual tour, but like a bunch of goth kids that are actually goth kids waiting, and they're like, oh, we told him that he's like, this is a tour bus for his like American tour. Yeah. So when he shows up, he gets his ass kicked by like 12 goth, like actual goth kids.
I'm going on tour in the US next year, and if you would like to see me in your town,
no,
the link is down below. Get your tickets now, and I'll see you there. Halloween next year. Check it out. Also, feel free to go check out this bitchin' merch that you can get. Bitch.
Oh my God, he's like a cartoon. It's like this feels like a Family Guy sketch. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like making fun of like counterculture stuff or something.
Chin merch.
Wow. Make goth great again. Oh my God.
Oh God. Life is good right now, dude.
I think you're not, man. You sound like you're literally having a mental breakdown.
I'm like shaking with
the breakdown. That's what I was just alluded to there.
With anticipation for what 2026 is going to bring. I'm so excited.
The rest of your downfall, I think, probably.
I can't believe it. I get back making some fantastic friends, some great memories. I come back and people can't.
You're like, I got friends. I'm making new ones anyway. I mean, I'm planning to make new friends so I can have some at some point?
Can't stop talking about me, dude. Oh, does my soul good. It really does. It's been a rough couple of years, but I finally feel like I'm on
the gunshot. What? That's. I feel like I'm on the good. That's what? Like you're getting taken out. What? People don't use gunshots typically to symbolize like taking off. Bullets don't take off. You get that, right? Like that's not how that. It'd be a rocket ship or something, man. He did it twice. He did the same. Oh God, dude, this guy could not get any more cringe. If he was trying to be cringe, and he was just like, "No, I'm just gonna cringe everybody out with like a comedy routine," but it's like a comedy routine. People don't really know that it's a comedy routine, But I don't think he could get to this level of like embarrassing cringe. Oh my God!
On the way up, folks.
Third time's the charm. No, yeah, it'll be funny and cool or something eventually. Just like if he does a fourth time, I swear to God. What is this? Now he's just standing.
But let's talk about the woke real quick.
Okay, let's do it. That's what we're all here for, right, folks? That's right.
Because every time we bring up the woke, or every time we've brought up woke agenda and what the woke means.
Yeah, what does the woke mean? I feel like you're going to need to start with that because you never seem to be able to define it when it's a pejorative.
Oh, you never define it, you just say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you bigot. You're just saying woke, but you just admit that you're phobic and you're an ist. Just admit it.
An ist? What is it? Okay. Are you going to define it, man? Like that would be the thing that you were like, they say we never define it, and then you're just going to move on and not define. This would be the time to define it, right?
Classic textbook leftist gaslighting. If you name something after something altruistic, like Antifa, for example, it's anti-fascist. What? You're against people that are fighting fascism? I can't believe you. That's unbelievable. Except your actions are entirely different and disconnected to the misnomer.
They're disconnected to the misnomer. Misnomer would be like describing something that would be like the fallacy. Like that's not the thing that the misnomer is describing. Never mind.
To the title that you've assigned yourself of hero.
No, I don't think anybody. We're warriors, God damn it. Okay, social justice warriors. Thank you very much. We're not social justice heroes. That doesn't flow off the tongue like right or anything,
And then you go and shoot innocent people dead.
Is he talking about the ICE officer that did that? The fascist police officer that shot a lady in the face for trying to turn around, to turn her car around? Is that what you're talking about?
Absolute heroes.
I think, wow, this didn't age well. I think he's talking about something else that I'm completely unprivy to because, leftists don't even really, they don't even like guns. What are you talking about?
So let's talk about woke. Let's define it,
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's define woke.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we may better understand it and better fight it.
Cool. But fight it?
Because it is dying.
Then why do you need to fight it?
It is dying. I didn't get an opportunity to talk about this with Phil on the podcast. We were too busy talking about so many other things. But woke is dying. It is.
Just pretty sure you did say this on that stupid show too, a lot.
Just look at all the numerous flops of movies that have come out over the last year or two whenever the societal climate.
It's like it's like he keeps approaching something that he's gonna say and then just completely diverges from it and then just goes off and is like he paid for all of this, right? Paid for the studio, paid for to be able to change the cameras with his phone and all that stuff, but didn't maybe pay somebody to write some shit down for you, man? Maybe pay, or maybe you just take some time to write a script, and that way you can stick to the script and not be like, blah, blah, blah. You sound like me, just freeballing. just freeballing some kind of script for a YouTube video.
Shifted away from swallowing the media slop. So I wrote some things down. I'm going to go through those right now.
Okay, good. That was great. You should have. You usually with YouTube scripts, you don't say stuff like that. You just have had written the stuff down that you read, so it doesn't feel so insane like this. Did he ever define what woke was?
With most things on the left, woke was a concept stolen from black people to be appropriated by bored, entitled liberal women and the soy boys that can't get pussy from them.
Good one. Boy, you are just so... It feels like he's like one of the goth kids that got beat up by the jocks and then left that interaction going, boy, those guys were cool. Man, just beating me. I deserved it because I'm dorky. I don't get any posts. Oh, man, those guys are cool. We'll all hang out, talk about this later.
Seriously, I think it was like 1920, I think it was like the original usage of the word. Maybe 1920, 1950. It was used by...
Okay, what is the definition that you're using, man? Like, what are you doing? You're going to go with the 1920s definition? Like, here's what it meant. Like 60, 70 years. How long ago, Kevin? What was that? I'm not good at the number, the time. Never mind. You know what?
Black African Americans, actually, to describe...
Oh, well, that you went from black to African American. Sounds pretty woke, man. Are you being woke right now with your like altruistic respect for black people? Get the fuck. What are you doing?
The seemingly systemic injustices that...
Oh, no, now he's remembered what he's doing again. It's like the systemic racism. Wait, oh, yeah, I don't believe in that. That's not a thing I'm supposed to believe. The seemingly, that means that it still seems to be systemically racist to you, dude. You need a different... You're supposed to say, like, supposedly, like that's the word to go with there.
We're prevalent.
See, this is why you write stuff down. Like write the whole thing down. Don't just write stuff down that you said you wrote down and then just freeball the whole thing.
And at the time. So to be woke was to be aware of these things. Or awake, actually. If you're white, you're aware of things. But woke was the terminology that they used. And of course...
What? Hold on. What was that thing? With the awake what?
To be aware of these things. Or awake, actually. If you're...
He does kind of look like a juggalo. There, he's got the ICP. That's the really sad thing. The juggalos, they would kick his ass. They would end up being bullies in this situation.
White, you're aware of things, but woke was the terminology that they used.
No, it's not just that you're aware of them. It's that you like have concern. You give a crap. Yeah, like for the most part, like white people were always aware of it. But they didn't give a crap because they benefited from it. So they never wanted to say anything about it. They were just like, well, that's just the way it is. We're just better, I guess. I don't know. And they sort of just went on with their lives. And being woke was like, no, this is actually wrong. This is not cool. I would be really pissed off if I was in their situation, and that's messed up.
And of course, because of the unbearable amount of self-victimization that liberal women are capable of.
What is it with liberal women? Like, there's other people too, man. Like, what is it? What is this weird, like, going after liberal? Like, you're kind of sounding like a leftist woman, actually, when you start talking about liberal women like that. It's just, they seem to be the ones that bring them up the most. It's kind of odd that you're targeting them this way.
Of course, they were like, oh, I can use that for me.
Does this guy have a point? I don't think so. I don't think he has I don't think woke is bad, but I'm not going to define it. I'm not going to complete a single thought. I'm not going to write anything down except for the stuff that I said that I wrote down, but I was just stuff that I guess I could read from, but keep forgetting to. Anyway.
To get all the power and none of the responsibility of men. Oh, look, I actually wrote it down here. Woke was a term used in the 1930s by blacks to refer to awareness of societal and systemic injustices against them.
What the hell is happening? How do you leave this all in here? Go back, take another take, do another take, man. Just take it back. Just start again. You got all this equipment. You don't have an editing software.
Well, nearly 100 years later, we've got body cams exposing a lack of accountability in that department, and prejudice and hatred against white people so clear, you don't even need to be woke to see it.
What is he talking about? Two white, one diversity, bro. Diversity. These are all like right-wing propaganda. This all feels. What the hell is all this? Too late to solve the climate crisis. Where is this from? What are you talking about? It's like, where the hell do you get this stuff from, dude? And why was it not? It wasn't even weird. Okay. What is it? It's like he's got so much money that he pours into some things, and then other things, it's like nothing. Like he just doesn't even care.
Cams. Am I right? Ooh.
Yeah, this sort of, we're kind of going through, again, this did not age well. Like this was just like 2 weeks old, and we've already had like something pretty serious happen that we know about because of the body cam footage, man.
Whoops.
Well, actually, no, now I think about it. No, they were filming it on purpose, which is a whole nother conversation. Anyway.
Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it.
What the fuck? What is he? What is he talking about? I'm so confused. Hold on. What even is the point? Maybe I interrupted
Systemic injustices.
Broken thought, but
against them. Well, nearly 100 years later, we've got body cams exposing a lack of accountability in that department, and prejudice and hatred against white people so clear, you don't even need to be woke to see it.
Prejudice against white people.
Body cams. Am I right? Ooh. Whoops. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. Anyway.
Nope, nothing clear there. What is any of that, dude? What are you talking? He's just like, body cams, am I right? Whoa. Careful what you wish for. Who's careful in what they wish for? None of this makes any sense, man. Like, you need to complete a thought at some point.
Sometime around 2015, the word got hijacked and appropriated the exact same time the radical gender movement began. Then in 2020, it became a mainstream phrase that people recognized. Yes, we all became very aware of this. And if you are from the Tumblr days, this was the precursor to what was going to happen in 2020, okay? You could go on Tumblr back in 2014, 2015 and laugh your ass off at the absolute mental gymnastics, the cognitive dissonance, the coggies.
Good one. Yeah, the coggies thing, man. That really solidified the point that you were making.
That were prevalent on Tumblr back in those times.
What the hell is Tumblr? I feel like I've just been out of the loop on some stuff. What is Tumblr again? I don't even remember that.
There's no way people were going to think like that. There was no way that people could possibly think this.
Think what, man? You're not saying anything. Jesus, what the hell are you even talking about? This is like, there's no way anybody could possibly think like this. He's not explaining anything. This is like so weird. You know what, actually, this is a perfect encapsulation of what like MAGA is. It's like they try to go take over everything, right? And try to make everything MAGA, steal everything, appropriate. And so they're trying to take this counterculture stuff. Once they do, they don't even know what the hell they're supposed to say. They just know they're like, I don't know, I'm supposed to be MAGA, I'm supposed to be mad about woke and stuff. And that's it. And so when they try to do the content creation thing, it just falls completely apart because they don't have anything. They don't have a message. Their message makes no sense, especially for like counterculture stuff. It really makes no sense. That's why the body cam footage, like, what the hell was he even saying there? You're pro the cops in those situations. If you're like MAGA or whatever, if you're like right wing, you're pro cop. That's just a fact. That's why it's insane that you sit here and try to act like you're the punker or you're the goth guy or whatever. It's exactly the opposite of everything we believe.
Sane society. We were wrong. It was going to get so much worse. Now, leftists love to completely gaslight you in defense of their behavior by pointing out the meaning of the phrases on which they operate. I said this earlier today.
Now you're just repeating yourself. Okay, yeah, this is so bad. This is so bad. It's unbelievable.
Using phrases like Antifa, woke.
Yeah, you alluded to this.
Social justice warriors.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now you're saying what I said.
See, if you wear the Superman outfit and you go around thinking you're Superman, everyone's going to be like, that's good guy Superman. And then Superman shoots a guy in the neck.
Okay, the ICE. Are we talking about ICE? Because, this almost sounds like how my mom describes police officers not ever being able to do anything wrong because, they're police officers and they couldn't possibly lie. That's not even, is that who you're talking about here?
But it's okay.
I think he's talking about somebody else. I don't even know what's happening.
Because he's the good guy, so it was justified. Superman's the good one. What do you mean you disagree with Superman? He's Superman. He's the hero.
Oh my God, dude, you need to break down what you mean by any of this stuff. This is just silly. You're acting like the leftists put on an outfit of good guyness, or are the things that, because we don't wear outfits that describe what we think and stuff. We say the things that we think, and the things that we say that are what we think are stuff that good guys would say. What the oh my God.
You disagree with Superman? You must be the bad guy then. Do you see how they do this?
No, I don't. I'm so confused right now. It's not even funny, man.
It's very Orwellian, isn't it?
Yeah, but not in the direction that I think you're. How can you say things right now are Orwellian and not be talking about the Trump regime, where he's got literal tech bros that are about to start spying on everybody and AI bots that can comb through data in order to do it? He's sending military troops, federal military troops, to blue cities because they didn't vote for him when the crime's at the lowest rate ever. And they're we got to send troops there. It's the stormtroopers were the bad guys, right? Have you seen those movies? The stormtroopers are bad. Those are the bad guys, right? Empire, bad, right? That's holy shit.
It's very 1984, which I suggest you read.
Yeah, I actually suggest you read it. I don't know as if you have, because you're on the side of the people that are the fascists.
Especially if you're a leftist, actually. If you're a leftist, you should read it.
Okay.
And try.
I am. I actually am a leftist, but yeah. So I guess I should read that.
Not to connect the dots.
I actually do have it. I don't know if I started listening to it for a little bit there, but
to what you're currently doing in society.
It's slow.
Okay. Try not to do it.
It's ironic me calling that book slow when pretty much all I listened to was experts talking about stuff, whether it's skepticism or Bible scholarship and stuff. And I'm but that narrative structure, bleh, boring, It's
see if you can. They tried pulling this shit with Antifa. It's anti-fascist. We're the good guys. Same with the.
You have said this 3 fucking times now, man. Oh, we get it. We get it. You think it's just a label, and we're not actually going against fascism. It's a misnomer, according to you. It's not, because we're actually fighting the cops who are the fascists, who are literally unaliving people in the frickin' streets right now. But, that hadn't happened yet when you had made this. They just were raiding cities with federal troops and everything when you made this. Much better, much less contradictory.
Woke, it's literally just about being aware of social injustices, except typical for a movement infected by the dark triad.
What?
If you remember that video.
No, I don't. Oh, it says video. I'm what is this was this a viral video? No, just his. He's if you remember when I'm awesome. I am just incredible. When I made that video, of course you remember, because you definitely watch all my stuff, because I'm awesome. Remember, just like I said.
Left-wing authoritarianism, very almost exclusively infected by something called the dark triad.
How does that even, okay, how do you have left-wing authoritarianism? I thought the whole concept, you know what? No, we're not going to get into that. I guess anything could possibly be authoritarian, I guess. But I thought the whole point of leftism was that there aren't hierarchies like that. But what? Maybe maybe he knows about something. Well, I guess we'll have to try. We'll have to look at that video later. That's what this is.
A lot of narcissism in there. Typical of a movement affecting authoritarianism, very almost exclusively infected by something called the dark.
Oh, you got to be kidding me, man. Really? It's right here. Narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. That's literally right wing, like everything. Like, if I just threw those three words out, people would be like, Trump? He must be talking about Trump, right? That's because those three words perfectly describe Trump.
Triad. There's a lot of narcissism in there. Typical of a movement infected by the dark triad traits. These were all corrupted.
Dude. Oh my God. How is he doing this? There's a lot of narcissism in there. Unlike me, who's extremely humble and just, I'm very self-reflective. And I always recognize that I'm an imperfect human that is just trying to do my best, just like everybody else. And it's, no, he's a psychopath, narcissist. And then he's like, yeah, they're narcissistic though.
To pursue power.
Unbelievable.
And control over others, which is essentially what this all boils down to, folks.
Yeah, but you're on the side. Oh my God. How do you do this, dude? You're literally on the side that's trying to take everybody's rights away. Like currently, we got soldiers just showing up to people's houses and taking people away because they were delivering food, which you have to have a social security number to be able to do in the first place, but they're still just taking them away.
It all boils down to control. Policing people's speech and the way they think and what they believe in, what they think is right, who they think should be in power.
That's what everybody does. What are you talking about?
It's also a good way to create an army of people that are so radicalized and rabid to support the message that they can be whipped up into a frenzy and used as a weapon, also known as cancel culture.
Oh my good God, that is amazing. Hold on, I gotta back that up. It's like he's talking about real things, and then all of a sudden it's not that. It's literally the opposite. It's like he's talking about January 6th was where my mind was at, whipping his lunatics into a frenzy because he lost an election or whatever. So he sends all these psychopaths to the Capitol to take it over to stop a democratic process. But that's not what he's done. He's like, cancel culture now. That's what? How? Who? Hold on, one more time.
And rabid to support the message that they can be whipped up into a frenzy and used as a weapon, also known as cancel culture. Jesus. Shout out to Goths Against Cancel Culture. They just recently hit 20,000 followers on the Facebook group.
Oh, wow, 20,000 on Facebook. Wow. Just blowing it out of the water over there, dude, because the Goths Against Cancel, because a lot of Goths being canceled. I guess, they're handsy, I guess.
Congratulations, guys. If you are a based goth out there and you want to find a place where there's other people just like you, who isn't insane, who doesn't...
I'm going to see that again. It's just amazing the way that he's just, everything is so embarrassing in this video. It's like everything is it's opposite world right now. It's complete opposite world. What?
If you are a based goth out there and you want to find a place where there's other people just like you, who isn't insane, who doesn't think you deserve to tell people what to do and what to think in order to be part of a subculture you only just recently became aware of.
What? They'll tell you what to do and what to think to be a part of a subculture you just recently became aware of. This feels oddly specific for it to be in such broad terms. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Then head over to GACC, Goths Against Cancel Culture.
GAC. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's easy to remember.
Link is down below. You can also go to my Discord. My Discord is pretty much the same thing. There's over 2,000 people in there now.
Wow. This dude is just, dude, you need to keep all these numbers to yourself, man. Especially given, again, that you have 400,000 subscribers, but 9,000 views on this video.
Cancel culture arose with the rise of woke to enforce that you weren't able to question it while they took over everything.
What? You weren't okay? So the wokeness, apparently, which he hasn't defined, by the way. He did it. He like started to give like the history of it, but then he just completely lost track of what the hell he was doing, and then just ended up here. But like, he still never defined what the hell he means when he uses that word. Jesus.
Okay, you remember cancel culture? You remember this entire thing happening in the 2020s, early 2020s, late 2010s? Like,
I'd say that it's funny. Christopher said, Apostate is bigger than his Discord. That's sad.
2018, 2019, people lost their jobs and their families. I'm not making this up. You guys did that.
And I don't even have like white echoey studio money. You know, that's crazy.
Well, those guys did that. They're not watching this right now. There's no more leftists in here, okay? If you are a leftist, unsubscribe.
Oh no, you're not getting rid of me that easily, buddy. Okay, we're gonna be watching you a lot, okay? And please keep being exactly like that. Just stay exactly as awful at this as you're currently being, because it's delightful.
Okay, I don't want you here.
No, I know. That's why I'm here, dude. You're saying your video is called "What Woke Is and Why It's Bad." That's why I'm here, because you don't want me here.
Unless, of course, you're open to another perspective, in which case, welcome. Stay as long as you like.
This is so weird, dude. Like, what is happening? Jesus.
Until you're converted into someone who...
You're not converting anybody, dude. Like, you're not even validating the people that are already on your side.
Appreciates things like free speech. To criticize woke...
Again, what is happening, dude? They're like, it's opposite day with this guy. They are literally limiting the speech of people. If they don't say they love Trump and everything, they get deported because they don't have that right, I guess, for free speech. If you're not, if you're brown, that's it. If you're not white. And look, he's extra white, so I guess he can say whatever he wants, right? Because he's doing the whiteness even harder.
Be hateful and evil. And that was then grounds to be canceled by a wave of mob mentality that was mentally ill.
Jesus. I said this is classic Christian tactic of becoming like the non-believers in order to lure them into the kingdom of God. A wolf in sheep's clothing. One might say, yeah, 100%. That is exactly what this. God, you're right. Oh man, they're just doing the freaking Christian thing. They're doing the we just got to get our MAGA version of everything. That's what it is. We're getting MAGA movies made, MAGA music, MAGA hip hop. Got that one. I haven't seen much in the way of like MAGA punk rock or anything because they would never make it to the stage before getting their ass kicked by all the, actual punks.
Isn't that right? Because they were never normal, were they? Because they were never like, you can't do that, mate. Sorry, no, you can't do that.
Who are you talking to? You say, this sounds like you're actually being silly. Like you sound like you're talking to somebody on the set. Like, hey, whoa, hey, buddy, hey, don't touch that. That's what I used to switch cameras. Man, come on, stop. Seriously, guys, don't.
You're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, let me say hey to everybody. Hold on. Let me do this. We'll switch room. And then we'll pop the things up there. I forgot to do that. There we go. Yep. All right. How's everybody doing? Doing all right? It's good to see everybody. Let me see who won today. Ember won. Hell yeah. How's it going, Ember? Win? Yes, you win. Nailed it. And then second was Weirdo. What's up, Weirdo? How we doing? Hello? Hi. And then we got Badger of the Badger, the Wind, and the Willows. Nice. I think I know that. That's from a poem, right? That's a poem. I know that poem. I feel like I've heard it before. But yeah, this God, he's so funny. All right, who else is here? We got Search conservative brain study. Captain Homer. What's up, dude? How you doing? I'll have to check that out. It, I don't know. When it comes to like the way that they think about everything, seems to be that they are super judgmental. They're super judgmental, and it's like they're insecure about not knowing everything. And so they're like, I'll just pretend that I know everything, or I'll just act like I know everything, and then judge everybody that doesn't go right along with all of the things the way that I understand them. You know what I mean? It's like they get angry about not understanding stuff. And then they're judgmental because like, actually everything is simple. Everybody just needs to do this or do that. And it's like anybody that's not just doing this or just doing that the way they see fit, well, then it's wrong and evil and bad, and it makes them mad. Pandora's Pinata, what's going on? How we doing? Oh, yeah. All right, what else we got here? All right, we got, Lago's here. What's up, Lago? Lago said, watching Jacksonville Jags playing the Bills, but I'll follow along during the downtime. Oh, right on. That's a friend of mine's like favorite team. The Jags. That's what I think. Anyway, it's like get punk at a punk. Nice. Yep. That's basically what they sound like. They're like, get politics out of punk has never been political. Okay. So you've never like taken a gander at the words of any of the albums that you've checked out? Holy shit. Let's see. Humanist? Yep. Yes. What's up, Theo? How you doing, dude? And then we got Michael. What's up, Michael? What better thing to watch while I sew some patches on? Oh, hell yeah. I used to love working on the jackets. It was like our favorite thing. You want to come over and like put some studs on and stuff? Although it did really screw up my fingers. Some of those things you have to bend the spikes on. It's a mess. Really hurts after a while. I could only do like 20 at a time. And I covered that sucker, you know. Anyway, this equal one. What's going on, dude? So what the fuck is anti-woke goth? I don't know. Whatever this thing is. I have no idea. But apparently it exists. So and we got resist oppression. What's up, dude? How we doing? Said, like I chewed a chunk of charcoal naked in the North Pole. Cold and woke. Yeah, that's what he looks like, honestly. And we got Christopher. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? Why is he doing straight Joker faces? Why does he do, I don't know, anything at all? I am very lost about all of it. But, all right, Joe, let me go ahead and keep going here. I'll leave it the way that it is now. We'll keep watching.
Great if it just ended there. And I was talking to Phil about this over in Culture War at, Timcast.
Okay, yeah. So he went on Tim Pool. We covered that. But he was like super different. He did not look like this. He didn't talk like this. He didn't do anything like this. It's so weird to see him this way now. But Tim wasn't even there. Tim Pool was like, that is beneath me, you know? So he wasn't even there. It was just that Phil, all that remains guy. And so somebody else, like the kid that did the Goths against cancel culture thing, the Facebook group, like that was the cream of the crop that Tim Pool could find for his like punk has gotten too woke video. Unbelievable. So sad. It just shows they have literally nothing.
That I was at because I'm on such a downfall at the moment.
God, you cope-harder, dude. Cope-harder. It's not coming through at all that you're coping. This is natural. We all believe you.
I'm going to keep bringing this up because it's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life.
And it's clearly driving you insane. No, you should keep bringing it up because it's really fun to watch you kind of melt down here.
It's never enough for them to just stop you from doing something. They have to chase you and squash you and turn everything.
Oh, but they destroy you, but you're not being destroyed. You're doing great. Everybody else is shut up. Your face is not doing great.
Everyone against you and get your job to fire you and get your.
I don't think that's why they fired you, dude. I mean, again, have you seen just any of this? Just any of this? That's why they fired you.
Get your family to turn against you. They'll DM your family. They'll dox you.
Oh no, they'll dox you. Wow. Uh-oh.
They'll do
You're
anything.
gonna let other people know the things you do and say that you do and say publicly, and then they tell other people about it. Oh no. Oh no.
In every
It's like maybe just don't do and say terrible things, you know? Jesus.
everything to eradicate you, even kill you. They will kill you.
You mean like the fascists? Like the fascists that shoot polite ladies in the face in cars? Is that what you're talking about?
These are the good guys I'm describing, by the way. I'm describing the good guys. That's the right side of history, folks.
He really loves this camera business, man. He is just switching all the cameras all over the place. Like, oh, look at that. Oh, there's one over there. Oh, there's one. Come on, man. Can you just write a script? Okay. All this stuff is useless without a script. All right. This is embarrassing. This is just you fucking ADHDing your way through literally nothing. Like you get like 10% of a thought out and then switch to 10% of a different thought and then 10. And now I think the percentage has gone down to more like 7%.
That's the right side of history. Does that sound like the right side of history to you? Oh, it does if you paint all of your...
He looks like the jaded Leto Joker if he was somehow even less cool.
And
That is wait, he wasn't cool? That was the best joke? What do you got? You know what? No, just kidding. Everybody left. That's it. All right. You know what? Kevin, why didn't you stop me from saying that? That's obviously it's going to lose. Watch it.
as Nazis and fascists. That's how they do it. That's how they get away with it. That's how they justify all this stuff, is by completely and purposefully misrepresenting who and what you are to justify the hatred that will ensue. With this dual-pronged spear.
Any examples of any of this stuff being true would be fantastic. You got anything? Got any examples of like leftists misrepresenting the right-wing fascists that they call fascists for being fascists? Like what are you talking about? Like most of the time all we're doing is just showing clips of you saying stuff. You know, the thing that they never seem to do on the right. It's always on the left. The left, like, will sit there and play an entire Tucker Carlson video and like react to it and stuff like that. No, on the right, it's just somebody summarizing what they said on a left-wing show in the most strawman-y way possible. Because they can't let you actually see what we're saying. That might, change their minds. And because they'll see that you're full of shit.
They were able to get even the most batshit insane concepts normalized and inserted into everything everywhere all at once. We were so preoccupied with the pre-ops that we didn't notice the insane infiltration into our schools.
Dude, how are you saying this stuff when you're looking like this, man? It's really weird. Like it's hard to even follow what the hell you're saying because you're just like, yeah, they're indoctrinating our children. And it's like, look at your face. What the fuck? What? How are you saying this?
There's a lot. There's a lot there.
Oh, gay people and trans people. Wow, they are just so weird, right? You're normal though. You're normal. They are weird. Normal. Weird. Got it. I'm getting kind of confused. It's hard to tell. It's hard to figure out what normal is these days. Especially in your video. Holy shit.
There's a suspiciously high amount of these woke, radicalized freaks.
Yeah, that's it. They're the freaks. The lady at the school with like standing near the books. Boy, your hair is pulled that back too tight though. That's pretty weird. I don't know about that. Unlike the normal person over here that is pointing out how insane all of this is. Jesus Christ.
Entering our schools. What is up with that?
What? Like, what even is it? Oh, he watches libs of TikTok. Of course. That freak, that idiot. the brainless lady that like just stops and like her brain just straight loads sometimes. I swear to God, like she just loses track of everything that's going on. It just, wow. It's so like, that's why she doesn't talk to anybody. I don't know if you notice it. She never talks to people because she can't, because she's brain broken.
I thought they hated kids. I thought they were antenatal.
What? What are you talking about? Like, who hates kids? Like, when do leftists come out and kids? Yeah, I said it. I hate those little fuckers, man. They're stupid. They're stupid, you know. And they sing that stupid shark song all the time. It gets stuck in your head, and that's all the kids' fault. I fucking hate kids so much. God, we should just stop having them fully, you know, just in general, just across the board. And maybe even implement it into our moral philosophy and say that it is immoral for people to have kids. That's what we should do. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So explain this. I will, gladly.
Dude, come on, man. Multiple takes. You clear, like, what did you only like pay for an hour with this thing or something? You got to like buzz through it. You can't edit anything.
This is where they bolster their ranks and numbers through indoctrination.
Good one, man. He said indoctrination different.
It's how they do it.
Wow, this is so bad.
They're not having kids. They can't stop killing kids. Jesus, man. And they're so ugly that they can't even mate.
Oh my God, dude, again, like what, how, this feels like a bit. This feels like a comedy bit. It's like somebody talking crap about like other people while they are like, you can't tell if they're not like making fun of themselves or talking about themselves. Like he's calling other people ugly. This is a choice, man. You have chosen to make yourself ugly on purpose, dude, but you want to call people ugly. Are you kidding me?
They're shaving their heads bald, just trying to get men away from them as much as humanly possible. And then when they do accidentally get pregnant, they're going down to the old fetal remover 5000.
God, I wish we had one of those. No, that's it's banned, you know, because of the people that believe in the talking donkey book, and they get to decide when life starts, I guess.
And thinning the herd, so to speak. They're not having kids. They're having kids at such a low rate that they couldn't possibly survive as a movement for much longer.
Okay. How do you think movements work, man? Do you think movements work? It's weird because it's like he's saying the things like he's acting like he was just talking about indoctrination, right? And like lying to the kids or whatever. But like that's what they do, obviously. That's like the reason it's weird. It's like he's trying to co-opt a word that we co-opted because they co-opted it. You know what I mean? Or they actually do it, then we pointed it out. Now they're trying to use that word to say that we're doing it because they can't even come up with their own words. They got to take anyway. But like then he's saying that the movement's going to die out because leftists don't have kids, as if all kids just believe everything their parents say. Do you think that's like what happened? Like kids have to think the stuff they're it's just amazing, dude. As if like no kids, or like kids just constantly just always believe everything that their parents like believe exactly, and that keeps movements going. It's like not how anything works, dude.
Right? Once they all grow up and they get committed to insane asylums or unalive themselves.
That's funny. Yeah, it's really funny. It's like, what the fuck?
Which happens quite frequently. Or just realize that they've been stupid because they're just stupid idiot children and they clung on to their immaturity for far too long.
Again, are you talking about you? Who are you talking about? Is this is ironic, right? Like you're doing like an ironic joke because you are all these things.
And they realize that, oh my God, what I've been doing is wrong. This is wrong. There's an exceedingly high amount of woke teachers that feel so emboldened by their
movements work with fiber. Different kind of movement, but I like where your head's at.
Total domination of media and society that they brag about getting to your kids. They're so ugly and
yeah. What? man, put stuff up on the screen. Like he just put up the video that is, made him melt down so badly it seems he wasn't able to concentrate on making this video. Because aren't you supposed to be putting up examples of stuff when you're saying these things? You're like, it sounds like he's talking about something specific, like he's broadly talking about something specific, and you're supposed to like show the video on screen or whatever. And he does none of that.
Repulsive and so liberal with their use and by their total domination of media and society that they brag about getting to your kids.
They brag about getting to your kids. Who is bragging about getting to your kids, man? What the hell are you talking about?
They're so ugly and repulsive and so liberal with their use of abortion and so antenatal that they are unable to maintain their numbers through normal biology.
Dude, none of this makes any sense. This is not how movements work. Movements work by convincing people, dude, that things are happening. And usually these movements happen because of the fascists that are, trying to remove everybody's rights and sending like federal soldiers to liberal cities to terrorize everybody and, unalive freaking American citizens and beat up a bunch of people randomly and shoot people in the face with pepper balls and stuff. And then the president posts that on his accounts and everything. That usually is enough to like really make people go, you know what? Something's off here. I think that they might be the bad guys,
Because as we've learned, they're not satisfied with biology,
Again, are you really? You're gonna go down this road, man? Were you satisfied with like not being tattooed? Like you're not satisfied with your biology either. You're not even satisfied with your skin color. You're Michael Jackson in this shit, but from white to whiter somehow.
The way things are, the natural order of things, no. So they have to come after your kids to keep their numbers. This right here was where they lost everybody.
Yeah, that's it. That was where we lost everybody. Jesus Christ. Like everybody was so leftist. And then all of a sudden, there were some gay people and that had kids or something, and everybody's like, hold on, now we got to be right-wing fascist.
If you were ever wondering at what point society as a whole decided to turn against wokeism, the woke agenda, it was right there.
With the kids thing. No, you know what? It's kind of funny, and I was thinking about this the other day. You know what it was? You know where the culture like really did shift, and it felt like you could feel the shift? Elon Musk buying Twitter. That's what did it. And then basically boosting all the white supremacists, silencing all of the leftist voices, and creating a bunch of fascist bots to go around and pretend to be real people so that everybody that thinks the stupid shit thinks that everybody else is agreeing with them. That's what caused that shift, because Twitter was like kind of a place, and still sort of is, where most people go to see what the culture is doing. I mean, to the point of like the White House posts there and everything, news, all that type of stuff, what's going on in the culture, whatever. That's where you go to figure it out. But it's and once the billionaire, the richest billionaire on planet Earth, once he bought that platform, it was over. And then Trump won, and and so on and so forth.
When they decided to go after your kids. Now, there were some out there who could foresee this was going to happen. I did not have the foresight. I just thought maybe things were going to get so degenerate that they were just going to turn into a puddle of goo. That was going to be the final form. I don't even like being human.
Again, are you making fun of yourself? Like, how are you doing this, man? How are you doing? You're not happy not being a clown. Like, you're literally a clown right now. And you're like, they look weird. Trans people they wear dresses. That's crazy. Now tattoo my face, and give me some white makeup, and because I'm normal.
Goo it is. I have started my goo transition to be goop. The ultimate genderless form. They're never satisfied.
dude, you like, oh my God, it's incredible the way he's doing this. Like,
Conservatives and right-wing and libertarians and centrists, we set the baseline, okay? We set the base.
he's a we. He's a we with the conservatives. And he says like with centrists and everything. Come on, get the hell out of here. You're not a centrist. And no, centrists are not on the same side with conservatives and libertarians.
Line from which they then progress. If they're allowed to be as progressive as they want without any boundaries, goop. They become goop. They will turn to goop. And even that won't be enough. They won't be happy until consciousness is erased to the point where they don't want to make the decisions to remove themselves from societal constructs.
Look at you. Oh my God, dude. This is so weird. It's like somebody playing punker or like, because he kind of has like the not the what's his name? For the addicts, right? Kind of has like addicts look, except he's minus the hat in the game. But and then he's sitting there saying like how stupid it is that like they're not going to follow any constructs and stuff. But it's like you are so clearly not like you benefit from the people that have decided that those constructs can kind of go, you know, because they don't really do anything. And especially when it comes to gender, that's the sort of like made up, you know, like gender is just sort of like whatever, like it's subjective, you know, but it's just and he clearly benefits from that. But then now he's vilifying them for that because I think his career took a downturn and he's like, well, what are the cool kids doing these days? Oh, I know. I'll be the Maga Goth. We don't have any of those. So we're going to, I'll be the first.
Yeah. But this is where they lost everybody. This is where they lost the mainstream, is when they started going after kids. Because they're so...
Is this an in real life cartoon character? It certainly feels like it. Yes, it does.
Correct. They're so right. That of course the next thing we're going to be given is access to your children.
What?
Of course.
What? I couldn't make out the...
Because they're so correct. They're so right. That of course the next thing we're going to be given is access to your children. Access
to your children. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's something that is usually way more dangerous when priests, preachers, youth pastors, and all that, when those people have access to children. That's where the hideous crimes come into the picture there.
Caught. We're right. We're so correct. Of course, that's what we're going to be doing next. It's good for us. It's good for the country. It's not, but which means it's good for the children. And then this is where they did this. No.
Yeah. And that's what we were saying to your outfit there. And boy, he said earlier that he was taken, but I kind of feel like that's a lie because I don't think she would approve of this. I feel like this would. She would tackle him if he began to do this and then say he's going to make a video whilst looking this way. No. Divorce right there.
And then that's when they were done with it. And then when they were told no, when the left were told no, we then saw how batshit insane they were.
You got to stop calling people insane when you look like this. It really hurts your case, man.
And expose themselves in front of everybody.
Again, something that usually priests do a lot more to say, and then they cover it up, and then they remove those priests to a place that's different. That's all. They didn't actually take them to prison or anything like that. No, they just took them to another place where the parents and the kids didn't know that they were exposing themselves. Anyway.
Literally. Gay pride, it's fetish.
Literally, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Pride now. Those pup masks, what is it, pup play?
Yeah, look how crazy they look. They're just, man, you calling them crazy is just so effective.
Was dog masks?
Yeah, the dog masks.
It was about being, your pride.
Pride, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you lose track? Take it back, dude. Take it back. You can do cuts. Why is this so hard? Why is it so hard for you to just do a cut?
Being gay, right?
Yeah.
It's a anomaly of society. It is. However,
It's an anomaly. Okay. That's an odd way to describe it, but sure. Okay.
the gays were happy. They
Gays
could
were
be.
happy, yeah.
The men, actually, not the lesbians. Statistically, the lesbians were miserable.
Based on what, dude? Where did you get this from? Gay divorce statistics. For the lesbian couples accounted for 72% of same-sex divorces, and in 2019, about 3 times the rate.
But the gays, they were
of gay couples. Okay. I mean, look, women know what they want. Okay. And when it's not, they're actually a lot smarter about that. No, we'll just end the relationship. It's cool. I think that's why, because it could be so much more amicable with lesbians. It's not this, I'm going to break everything in the house type shit. It's just, no, yeah, that's cool. We had fun. We had a good time. But Melissa, though, she's pretty good. Anyway, so nice having some marriage with you, but gotta go. Okay. She's like, no, it's cool. Me too.
happy. They were like pride, holding hands with your boyfriend. I am proud, they would say.
I really dislike this person too. So I'm glad that we're all on the same page here.
Relationship that I have. I'm not here to talk about the things I do behind
You do have a relationship? Oh no.
hands with your boyfriend. I am proud,
Oh no, he's doing a bit. Got it.
they would say.
They would say.
Of the relationship that I have. I'm not here to talk about the things I do behind closed doors with my husband. I'm just here to say I'm gay and I'm proud.
Yeah.
It would have been so nice if that was where it was left, but it wasn't. Remember, progression. It needs to progress, okay? They moved the goalposts. We got what we wanted.
The goalposts get moved. I don't think he knows what the goalpost thing means. I think he thinks that's something else. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of the words like that, he doesn't know what they mean. But it has to progress. That's why we have to keep changing the things that we believe in, because we gotta do what the word says, and that's what determines our belief system. Holy shit! Like, don't you think that we can, update stuff? You don't think that's you don't think that's a good idea? No, because you're conservative. Conservatives that are the ones that dig their heels in and will never update their position no matter what, even if they're talking about a book being true that has a talking donkey in it, and they will just be like, "No, you gotta keep believing this is true, because otherwise." Well, nothing means anything if I can't believe this stuff is true. I mean, we're going back to no vaccines again, man. Having measles outbreaks and shit. Are you kidding me? Because of conservatives that are like, no, but it needs to be like, back when we could we could do all when we were blowing people up with balloons and shit, whatever, putting hydrogen in blimps and stuff like that. We need to go back to that. That's when the life was really good.
Great, thank you so much. We can get married now. And all the normal gays went home and had wine and watched a movie, much like any other normal couple. Okay? Because
what the hell is normal to you? This is so weird. How do you use the word normal, man? My God.
for all intents and purposes, they were.
Okay.
And then the freaks got in there.
Like you? Is this you? Are you talking about you yet? Because you keep seeming like you are, and then you're not, though.
A very certain type of personality was attracted to this kind of power that they were getting. Dark Triad. Remember the Dark Triad? Do you remember that? Keep that in mind. There were a few
the thing that describes you, it seems, except for the Machiavellianism. I don't think you are smart enough to even know what that word really means.
really cool people that foresaw this behavior, this incessant desire to continue wanting more. They knew they were going to go after the kids next. Parentheses, could have been something about his.
It's so funny too, because that is their main conservatives, that's basically all they got, because they know everything that they want is so just backwards and broken that they have to do this thing where they're like, but the other team hurts kids, and then if they can convince people that the other team hurts kids, then the people on that team, they'll just look the other way and rationalize like everything, because they're like, well, at least but I'm not going to go over there where they're hurting kids, though. It's like with the abortion thing. That's why they have to redefine kids and redefine unaliving or whatever, because that's, they have to be able to go, well, they're hurting kids, because that's their whole game. So that they can get them to just be like, no, it's okay. I guess the fascist police, beating people up, the federal fascist police, the states' rights people are like, no, but the federal police in states, marching down the streets and beating people up and everything. That's fine. That's fine. They hurt kids over there. That's like all they got. It's so obviously manipulative.
History repeating itself. A failed painter, a cultural degeneracy. Woke was hinging on that fact that they weren't hurting anyone. But
normal is just a setting on the dryer. That is right. That is right.
Now they are, and worse,
I never do it. It's always heavy duty. Damn it. All right. I want my shirts shrunk. That's what happened to this one, I think. Actually, this one. You can't, you got to turn the heat down, I think. It's just, it becomes problematic at a certain
hurting kids. It's not hurting anybody. It's not hurting anyone. Who's it hurting?
You? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Who hurt you, man? And who tricked you into doing all this, dude? Like, seriously, who's the bully that convinced you that it would be cool to do all this? Do you not have any friends that would be like, hey, man, don't do that?
Who's it hurting? Be honest. Who's been physically hurt by this? Who's been emotionally traumatized by this?
What?
Have you ever heard
by gay people?
Any detransitioners talking?
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yeah, I've heard like more people being upset about the circumcision that they got without their consent. That cut a huge chunk off of them and everything. But nobody seems to ever talk about that, even though there's medically no reason to be cutting chunks off of babies, and it accounts for like, castration that happens way more than any kind of trans surgery, but nobody wants to talk about that at all.
How heartbreaking these stories are. No one's hurt. And now I see that this gender ideology, this is declining like a trend does.
You banned it, dude. You've terrorized, like the right-wing fascists have banned it. Like you can't even get access. They can't even get access to medical care, man. Yeah, I don't blame them for not telling everybody where they're at, and be like, hey, I'm right here. Please come terrorize me. Like, of course it's going down as far as that. Like they're back to hiding again. You're trying to just shove everybody back into the damn closet and then go, look, see, it's working. I told you it was a social constant or whatever, or a social trend.
This was the most self-destructive trend I've ever seen.
Look at your face, man. Look at your face. Okay? How does he talk about trans people like this when he's like got tattoos all on the face? Like I've seen people that regret their tattoos too. You know what I mean? Like does that mean that you should be vilified and not be allowed to have medical care? I know it's not a one-to-one metaphor, Kevin. Okay, just relax. All right. It was just a point that I was making. I don't know.
Do you know what my trends were back when I was a teenager? Skinny jeans, man.
God, how is he doing back in my day? How do we have goth people doing the back in my day these days? Boy, back in my day, the people that said back in my day weren't this fucking guy.
The only thing that hurt back then was my balls, because they're tight. They're really tight.
Yeah, you didn't have to. Okay. Jesus. Wow, this guy is so bad. Like, he's so bad at this. You can't even just let the joke go. You don't even. Just move on. Don't explain the joke.
Okay. They're pretty tight. But this was quite the trend, guys.
And then he repeated it like 3 times, dude. This is just unbelievably like unhinged, and then just terrible quality. My God. If I made this video I'd be like, that's the members only. That's what that one's going to be. I got to rent out a new place, I guess, that's less echoey and white.
Wow. You really got up there. What did the millennials do?
What? Wow. You got this. Was I saying again? Where's my phone? Hold on. I wrote down what I'm supposed to be saying. That's you. That's how you're doing. Like, it's just insane.
Oh, skinny jeans and Jinko jeans?
Jesus.
Wow, that's okay. Well, how can we up that?
Who are you talking to, man? What is happening?
How can we?
I don't know, man. Maybe paint your face white, and then give you do the mime, but like one that fell in a meat grinder or something.
How can we outdo that? I guess they saw. Now that the trend is over, what happens to all the people that were propagandized into altering their body permanently?
Yeah, because it doesn't work that way, and it never did, and it never will. That's not what is happening at all. And the detransition rate is so unbelievably low. It's like lower than like every other surgical procedure you could possibly have. It's absurd to like bring that up as some kind of reason why nobody should be allowed to transition, which is basically the case now in a lot of states. And it didn't even have to do with the kids. They're just banning it outright.
Like the ones who were coerced into it, not even ones that just wanted to do it themselves, like ones that were coerced into doing it.
They were coerced. Yeah, that's how that's what trans people do. They're like, you better transition. I will cut your off myself. I'll do it. You better go do it. Go do it right now. They bully each other into being trans. What the hell is wrong with you?
We're going to leave them there. It's like, oh, thanks for being part of the trend. See you later.
Not a thing. You're just so wildly uninformed. It's unbelievable, dude.
Woke is a misnomer.
Oh, you back to that? Okay, good. It's a misnomer. I wonder if he knows what that is.
Trojan horse, an imposter.
A misnomer, a Trojan horse, and an imposter.
An impostore. A word that
good one. That was great. That was
should mean what it doesn't.
Okay. It should mean what it doesn't. Dude, what are you doing?
A guise for the nefarious. While they parade around using words like social injustice, woke, anti-fascist to feign being the good guy to stop you by making you look like a bad guy for challenging it,
and you just look like a bad guy from a Stephen King movie or something. But I'm just saying.
They were getting their way in every way possible. May I present DEI?
What? What are you talking about? What are we supposed to be getting from this? Only 14% of Americans think DEI helps white men in the workplace, while a whopping 36. Wait, say it helps white men. Well, yeah. If you're going to ask people that, what kind of poll even is that? Only 14% of Americans think DEI helps white men. Why the what? What the hell are you talking about? That's not why we do it. Jesus, it's like, it's not to help the white men. They're the ones that typically in the workplace are fine. That's why we kind of had to broaden who else was going to be fine. What the fuck? But no, DEI doesn't have quotas. I mean, there's just so many issues that they don't understand about this. DEI was just, it's really DEIA, which is accessibility, because it was just about, diversifying their portfolio. They're not their portfolio. People say that a lot, though. That's a common phrase. But diversifying the coalition of the people that are working places. That's I fell off the last second there. But no, it's just because they wanted to make sure that people had access to the information necessary to be able to get the training and things like that to go be in positions that typically don't have people of color. And that's all it was about. That's it. Didn't have quotas, didn't lower standards, Nothing like that. The only time, and this is so ironic, that standards get lowered for a race is for white people, because they just happen to know, it's Joe's friends with the CEO's brother-in-law, and so we gotta hire him, and so we gotta let the idiot in here making more money than everybody else, even though he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Yeah, that's the DEI that actually happens.
The amount of damage that diversity, equity, and inclusion has caused in the Western world is going to be studied for centuries.
My God, what is happening?
Oh my goodness, this is going to be in textbooks. Now that we've paralyzed...
That was it. That was the whole thought. It's just like moving on. The
world in fear of being labeled a bigot of any kind, let's artificially elevate the undeserving into positions of power and control to further spin the narrative from within.
Okay, so now we're gonna like put the undeserving. How do they not get how racist they're being when they say this shit? They're just saying, oh, we'll let the people of color that couldn't possibly be qualified, because that's just crazy. We'll let them work there because otherwise I don't want to be called a bigot. So that's why we lowered all the things that I just said they don't do. But like, this idiot doesn't know that.
In case you are wondering what DEI actually was for, can you imagine if DEI was responsible for hiring a shit ton of brown people or other minority of some kind, and they all turned out to be like based right-wingers? I don't think DEI would have been implemented as aggressively as it was. Do you think?
What the hell does that even mean? If DEI was promoted to get based right-wingers, so basically all you're saying is that like right-wingers are always white. That's it. That's all he seems to be saying. He's like, if DEI was to get white people that hate everybody that doesn't look, and think exactly like them, well, then I don't think we'd have a problem with it. It's like, yeah, no shit, man. We get that.
It was about pushing the message, wasn't it? And
the message that diversity is good, because it is.
Like, do we have any illusion that it was about something else? Herein lies...
What else would it be? What the hell?
More casualties. The beloved franchises that were thrown on the pyre of the message. Thank you.
What the the message of equality. That's what you're so... That's what you're dumb masters. Like, it's like, oh man, I guess as long as you say the word like that, it's stupid, I guess.
For that one, critical drinker. Thank you for that one, indeed.
Hey.
See, this is like one of those woke...
Isn't critical drinker, though? I feel like I know that name. I feel like I know... I've heard that one before. Anyway, damn, is anybody... Who is that? I know I've heard that name. And now I'm like, is that another right winger, or is that like a leftist that he doesn't like, and he's calling him out as like an FU or something?
Tactics, right? Like you give it a word, and now it can be attacked, right? We've got like they'll call you like Islamophobe, which isn't real. That's not a real thing. They'll call you like
this guy has a lot of confidence. I bet he eats real mayo instead of that Miracle Whip. Yeah, that's not mayonnaise. Okay, I was gonna say it's not butter, because that's that it's kind of it's basically, I can't believe it's not mayonnaise. But it's just a different brand of,
transphobe or racist or some other kind of word that they've created.
I don't think we needed to create the words. And you just are all those things. Like, that's exactly what you are. You are all those things. Not because we just want to slap a label on you. It's because you're saying the words that categorically put you in that category, that spot, man.
To target you. It's like a target they paint on your back.
What's a target you paint on your own back when you say stupid shit like the shit that you're saying? That's
no new ones. It's just that the word has been assigned. They attack you based on that word. Well, we can do that too, okay? We can create a pejorative out of the word woke, right?
Yeah, because you can't even come up with your own words. That's the sad thing. It's like, you're doing the colonialism thing so much that you can't even have your own stuff. You got to go take everybody else's stuff and then be like, this is mine now. This is mine. I want to say pop now. I want that to be my thing. From now on, you don't get to say pop. I say pop. That's mine now.
The word woke now, it's a pejorative. It means bad.
No, yeah, we get that. But the people in your group, anyway. Plus, it says that in the thumbnail. Woke, bad. Got it.
And we got, Critical Drinker being like, the message. Now that it has a name, it can be like,
dude, you need to just do you want to play a clip or something? Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about, dude. What did Critical Drinker say? I don't even know what he's referencing. He just acts like everybody's just supposed to know all the stuff that he's talking about and doesn't provide any context to anything. Jesus.
Identified, it can be attacked and ignored entirely. That's why we do that. That's why you did that as well. It's incredibly effective. Thank you so very much for that, actually. What? Identified, it can be attacked and ignored entirely. That's why we do that. That's why you did that as well. It's incredibly effective. Thank you so very much for that, actually.
Okay, so he's saying that you could be ignored entirely if you just label something a pejorative, and then you don't have to care about it anymore. That's not what anybody was doing when they were calling people bigots and racists and stuff. They actually wanted something to happen about that. Well, namely that you would stop being racist and a bigot and shit. That would be great. But no, we're not just calling you a word just so that we can ignore it. You're a racist. That's it. That's not what we're doing, man. We're just describing the word type of things that you say.
If you guys want to go ahead and just create words in order to paint us a target, then we'll do the same. We'll do the same.
No, you won't, because you can't even make your own words because you're that pathetic. Because you're that much of a colonizer. You got to take everybody else's stuff.
We will do the same. But yes, herein lies more casualties. It's not hurting anybody. I don't know. Ask Harrison Ford and the Indiana Jones franchise.
What? What would we ask him about?
Ask Harrison Ford again for the Star Wars franchise.
Again, what? Why? What does that have to do with literally anything that you're talking about? Do you really think that wokeness was the reason those movies didn't do good? The reason those movies didn't do well was not because of that. It was because the Star Wars fans were you are incapable of making those people happy. Okay. They're lunatics. They're like trying to make a movie for religious people. They will all get mad no matter what, even if you try your hardest to make them all happy.
Horror movies, every comedy dead. Over.
Yeah.
Comedy was hurt.
Yeah.
Matt Rife, among others.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So basically he's saying that it's the wokeness that ruined Matt Rife's career, even though he made some really just stupid jokes that were not funny and were just gross. You kind of, when you're doing comedy, you kind of got to get people to be able to sympathize with you. They got to be able to empathize with your position. And when you're saying stuff like what he said about women and everything, nobody can empathize with that. They're just yeah, I don't get this person. He sounds like a crazy person.
And you've got other things like video games as well. Yes, Dragon Age, the Fail Guard, ruined.
No clue. I don't know what he's talking about.
Ruined. Star Wars Outlaws, ruined. Assassin's Creed, what is it, Shadows, ruined.
God, if you are that sad that it's a video game, man, really? What? If you're that mad, and I don't know what exactly he's talking about that ruined it, but I guarantee it's just there was a gay character, and I can't focus on the rest of the game, and it made me not play well because of that stupid gay character. And then one of the people was black too. And it was ridiculous. They even talked about them being black as well, which is just that's when I really get mad. Back in my day, black people were just there, and they always died first in the horror movies. But then later they started talking about it and made a whole thing about it. No.
These are the greatest franchises in human history. Not just at the time. This is the best we've ever been, okay?
What? Are you talking the video games are the best franchises of all time? And that's out of all franchises, I guess. The video games, what they beat out all the movies and everything too? Because there's some. What about the Marvel franchises? Like the Marvel, the Avengers one. What about that one? That one's good.
The amount of things that we've created over the years, this was meant to be our pinnacle, like the best ever.
What are you doing?
And
I lost track of what I was saying. What do we do? Video games the best ever. Oh, I need to have somebody else here to keep me on track because I lost it. What do we man, I really need to write stuff down.
destroyed them for the sake of the message.
So that's exactly what you're doing right now, man. Oh my God. It's like that, which is exactly what conservatives do too. Like all the fucking movies that came out that conservatives made, where it was just like, it's like Christian movies. It's like what Aunt Gia was just talking about. It's saying like they make the message just completely outshine the story, and it ruins the story because there's a lot of times there isn't even a story. The story is just sort of like ham-fisted and thrown together so that they can talk about Jesus the whole movie, and that stuff does screw stuff up. But that's not what's happening on in a lot of whatever it is he's talking about in these movies. I don't know about the video games, but the movies and stuff aren't like that. Half the time it's just a gay character being there, and y'all lose your damn minds.
It doesn't matter, right? People relied on these. People love these franchises, man. They really did. They
relied on them for their. They enjoyed them. Okay,
like their favorite thing. Oh my God, Star Wars, love it so much. Ruined.
How? Like, what was ruined about it, dude? Because I think it was just the shoddy writing, really, but it wasn't that. It wasn't the wokeness that ruined Star Wars. Like, what even wokeness could he be talking about? I'm so confused. It was just sort of very confusing and didn't really fit with the original kind of like styles. I don't know. It was just sort of all over the place. But it was fine, but I wouldn't say it was ruined because what? Because a woman was the lead? Was that what it was? I can't watch a woman fight. It's too woke. Women can't do that.
Even Mario, the new movie that came out, the CG movie, ruined. Because Princess Peach had to be a girl boss. She had to be a girl boss.
She literally, oh my God. She literally, first of all, she's a princess. Definitionally girl boss. But beyond that, she fights in the games, man. What are you talking about? It's just like they're trying to be true to the source material. She fights in some of the games. Did you play part 2? You would pull the fruit. You would pull the fruit stuff out of the ground and you'd hold it on your head. And then you would walk over and throw it at the little Jason mask things that I don't know what that one was weird, right? Like, and then they went back to it being normal after that one. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, but you could be Peach in that game, and she could kind of float. She could float. All my millennial friends were like, yeah, I remember that. Oh boy, back in the day, good times, good days.
Yeah, she did the assault course first time, and was amazing at it immediately. All these Mary Sue.
I know he is exhausting, but I kind of like watching him exhaust himself because he seems exhausted. Like, he seems very tired, and he isn't. He's struggling. He's struggling to keep up with whatever the hell he thinks he's doing here, which is not what I think he thinks he's doing.
I've got no lesson to learn. I have no character arc. I'm perfect immediately. It's everyone else around me who sucks. Oh, that's really fun to watch. I'll get to.
What are you talking about? So he's saying that Peach was he still talking about Peach? Anyway, saying that like she starts out perfect and doesn't have a character arc because of the wokeness. Because don't you see that you're the one overthinking this, man? Because you're just so mad that a woman character is also fighting or whatever in the movie that you can't think straight now. This is a you problem, buddy.
Why that happened in a second. The integrity of the most sacred of all human traditions, storytelling.
Has he actually made a salient point in this whole video? No. I mean, I was just about to ask y'all that because I'm like, I don't feel like I've gotten a single point that this dude's making. It's like he approaches a point, then he abandons it. And he does some kind of like bit and then abandons the point that he was thinking he was supposed to make, but he like half made it.
Has been utterly bastardized, and the greatest franchises in cinematic history leveraged to push a narrative about themselves.
Who's them? Who's them, dude? What are you even talking about?
The Dark Triad being
Oh my God. And then he moves on. It's incredible. But the Dark Triad, which doesn't describe me at all. And dude, if you watch the way he behaves on the Tim Pool show, you wouldn't even know this is the same guy. This is all like an act. Like he's like trying to be like Dracula or something, you know, like with the way he's talking and all this type of stuff. And the accent sounds like he has an accent here. Like, what the hell? None of this is real. It's all just like made up just now.
Exclusive proponent of left-wing authoritarianism would suggest that this behavior is textbook of self-obsessed narcissistic parasites and sociopaths.
Are you kidding me?
You would be correct in assuming this.
Do you not know the side that you're on? Because it sounds like you're describing them without realizing it.
Agendas and DEI initiatives gave way to the most sickly, toxic, and destructive forces known.
Hey man, why don't you look at one of the 7 cameras you got set up while you're saying this stuff, man?
To man. Liberal white women.
Oh, you can't because it's too hard to make videos, apparently. Do something else. Go make music, you know, play a keyboard in a band. You know, sorry to my keyboard players, but keyboards suck. You know, get a real piano. I mean, come on. You're going to do it right.
And they're unbelievably...
Well, get a crane to drop it off inside your house through the roof. Like when you're getting a new roof, just have them just lower it right down through there.
Suicidal empathy. It all comes down to you, ladies. Not you, ladies. You ladies watching this you're based. Okay, you're cool. I'm talking about these.
He is so desperate for he is so desperate for followers, dude. It's so sad because you know, like those 400, like half of the, like 200,000 of the 400,000, it probably could be more, are bots or just like bot subscribers. You know,
batshit insane, erratic, psychotic, liberal white women. The Mom Donnie kind of girls.
Okay, that'd be leftist. So he doesn't know the difference between leftists and liberal. Like those liberals that love Mom Donnie, that's the leftist, dude. Liberals would be like Cuomo or something.
Mom Donnie girls. Oh, it's a Mom Donnie summer. It's a Mom Donnie girl summer.
Does that sound like something that sounds like that or something? Like what are you talking about? Like a cruel summer? I don't get it. I don't. It must be a reference I'm unprivy to.
Yep, we're going into
No, you're just making stuff up.
brown countries and thinking that they're all just misunderstood nice guys. Isn't that right?
What? So I guess his point is that other people in other countries are all assaulters, sexually. Okay, that's more just a man problem. It's sort of ubiquitous. Like the country doesn't matter. It's just like that's just men all over. You know, that's not.
Girl who got masturbated at.
It happens more than you'd think, and it doesn't just happen in other countries. Like, you know, that happens here like a lot, like probably more than it happens there, right? Like, you get that, right?
They're so naive. They really do think that like everything's just a weird construct of white men. Just keep you safe, sweetie. We're keeping you safe from yourselves. From yourselves. To quote
Wow, what the oh my God. It sounded like it sounds like he's getting to a point, and then he just doesn't. And then, or it's just like he like skips over the point portion of the point, and then just says something about the point. Like we're protecting women from themselves, which could not sound more awful and misogynist if he tried, but I don't know, he might be able to outdo that here.
that like everything's just a weird construct of white men.
A weird construct of white men.
Keep you safe, sweetie. We're keeping you safe from yourselves.
It's a bit like, is he saying that? I don't think he is. Like, I think it's like he's starting to say it like it's like ironic, but then he's saying what he actually. Oh my God, this dude is so ridiculous.
From yourselves. To quote 1984, it was always the women, especially the young ones, who were the most bigoted adherents of the party. The swallowers of slogans, the amateur spies, and nosers out of unorthodoxy. I'm looking at you, cancel culture.
Concept of canceling culture.
Looking at you ladies.
Yeah, it's just the ladies that do the cancel culture, I know.
Who were responsible for a lot of this cancel culture happening.
Oh, that's it. The ladies are responsible for a lot of. God, this dude is so sad.
Your purity is like a competition for you. It really is. Here I draw.
Yeah, it never happens on the right or in like religious circles or anything like that. They're actually very accepting of everybody and not judgmental at all.
The comparison to alternative subcultures, since I can think of no greater microcosm of the acidic vitriol and the authoritarian control exhibited by liberal women.
That's it. Yeah, it's that authoritarian control. Not the like the authoritarian control of sending federal police officers over state lines to cities that did not need their help, so that they can just beat up random people and sometimes even shoot unarmed women in the face.
Alternative subcultures are entirely run by them now, and look what has happened to them. It has been sold out, sacrificed for the one thing chicks always do the moment they're allowed.
Chicks. The one thing chicks do. Are you freaking like what? They're 12. Conservatives are all just like 12. I swear to God. It's like they fell down when they were 12 years old, hit their head, and their brain was like, I don't need to develop anymore, do I? I'm good. I could just be a conservative. Yeah, no more developing for this brain.
Full and total control. They hope.
Yeah, chicks, exactly.
Oh, out.
Who are you laughing?
Chicks
what was that?
always do the moment they're allowed full and total control. They hoe out.
What the hell are you talking? He goes from authoritarian control to if women have power, they hoe out. What? What are the things that you think you're communicating here, man? Because like nobody's getting it, and there's some of us like actually trying to get it.
Oh, this is no longer about sexual freedom and the reclamation of female sexuality. This is a total and utter debasement of the subcultures to get paid.
This is you. That's you, man. Oh my God, dude. It's so weird when they do this like projection shit. It's just everything they're saying about like the left or whatever is exactly what he's doing. The right seems to think punk rock, like all this shit, it's just a costume that you wear. It's so funny because it's like, and then they, it's like just a costume that you wear without any beliefs, but you still like support right-wing stuff or whatever. And they try to say like the punks are like right-wing or whatever. They're just posers. It's always been about the beliefs, and then the dress and stuff is sort of just like the anti-establishment, anti-authority kind of concepts or whatever coming out in the way that we dress and everything. But they talk about it in like SLC punk and stuff. Like he says, like posers are people that look punk, but they do it for fashion. He like says it like so clear. And that's exactly what this fucking guy's doing.
They don't
I'm getting irritated here.
care what's happening to it. They don't care that they're setting a bad example for young, impressionable females out there.
Do you listen to yourself, man? Do you see what you're saying? Like, imagine this person saying, you need to be a good example for the young, impressionable women out there. Look at what you look like, dude. Do you think you're being a good example to the young, impressionable boys? The young, impressionable dudes? Chicks and dudes, right? Is that how you say it?
They don't care that people are making fun of them. Just look at the Whatever podcast, man. Just look at all these other podcasts with these stupid ditzy bimbo bitches on there.
You don't think that that's sort of the people that put on that show? You don't think that's kind of done on purpose? That's definitely done on purpose. They absolutely get, the people that they think anyway are going to be the dumbest possible people so that they can make fun of them to their face. And it's so funny when it backfires on them. Like that time when with the pickle jar. Remember the pickle jar thing? That was hilarious. That was awesome. And she opened the pickle jar and he still couldn't, even though his whole point was that women need men because women can't even open pickle jars. So they need the big, strong men to protect them. And that's why might equals right. And women need to shut up, get back in the kitchen and ask for help with pickle jars. And then he couldn't even open the pickle jar. And then some other guy came out, was like, yeah, I got it. And like takes it right off. And he's like, oh man, shut up. You hate all this. Why do we have to do the pickle jar thing?
I don't care they're being made fun of.
Hilarious.
They don't care that they're being degraded. They don't care that potentially, they could influence young women to get into sex work where they just immediately post pictures of themselves online fully naked the moment they turn 18. So
what, man? How are you saying this stuff like it's not cool? Like that's not like awesome. What do you like? You don't look at that every single day.
Isn't that right, Lil Tay? They don't care. They don't.
What is like calling out random people? She's like, hey, Lil Tay, who turned 18 on July 29th, has opened OnlyFans account and allegedly made $1 million in just 3 hours. I think that's, again, this is a men problem and a PDF file men problem. That's why the 18-year-old thing, it freaks me out a bit, but it's wildly popular online for, I don't know, but that I don't care about like people that if they're adults, they can do sex work. It's not it's whatever. But I don't know. It's still weird when they say, they're trying to advertise the youngness of it. That's kind of creeps me out.
Care. Again, all the power, none of the responsibility. They're not responsible for this. You can't hold them responsible for this. No accountability. They're not accountable.
Is it like Andrew Tate? Yeah, exactly.
Then they said,
the right wing guy, the right wing religious dude.
And they set up a structure called slut shaming. Do you remember what I was talking about? How they just make up words so that they can zone in on a type of behavior.
You know that all words are made up words, right? Like you get that, right? That words are just sounds that were made up by somebody until a bunch of somebodies like knew what that word meant so that they can communicate a concept. Just in case you don't know.
They can quantify something and then create a response based on the quantification of how what you're being perceived as.
So smart, man. This guy is like really the quantificate. Wow, dude. Man, this dude's smart.
As slut shaming is again one of those things. It's a phrase they came up with. It's like slut shamer. It's like, no, I thought maybe there's nuance to the things that I'm saying and that you're doing. And
oh yeah, you're the one going, oh, I just thought there was some nuance here. And the people that don't have the nuance are the ones just slut shame, and they just categorize everything down in a box that is just slut shaming.
Maybe we should, no, slut shaming immediately. Shut down. You're shut down. You're shut down. And then you're strawmanned, right? You're strawmanned into you're just a slut shamer now.
I don't think, yeah, he doesn't know what these words mean. That's not, I don't think he knows what a straw man. He thinks just labeling you something is a straw man. Oh, that's so funny.
And all the abuse that follows after is completely justified because now you're bad slut shamer.
Yeah, because you've been straw manned into that slut shamer, which is just that's what all those words mean.
They always got to have a cute little phrase, a word.
Nobody tell them. Nobody tell them. Okay.
To define a type of speech they don't like. It's basically holding modern women accountable for their actions, but if they can reframe it.
Oh, no. So women need to be held accountable for their actions. Okay. But when anybody holds people accountable, or men accountable for their bad behavior, the cancel culture is just all bullshit, right? It's on that's so the nut. Wow.
And assign shame to it. Not only is it then easy to identify and attack, but it's also easy to avoid.
Yeah.
Thus letting them continue doing whatever the hell they
Let's say thus. Let's not. You know, it's really weird when you try to sound smart like that. It's just, no, don't do it.
want. Then there's the purity patrol, checking the dedication to the party like O'Brien or O'Brien.
Yeah. You know, again, the right never does any of that. They're never shaming or anything like that. They never, they never border patrol their groups or anything. Yeah.
Did to Winston, another 1984 reference. They will actually check what you've liked on social.
Thought mimes are supposed to shut up. I wish this one would. Honestly, he should just permanently just mime. Yeah, he needs to be a permanent mime and just. Because I would actually love this video if he tried to communicate everything he's trying to communicate with just some hand, gestures and stuff. You know what I mean? From inside an invisible box would be wonderful.
Media. Isn't that right? Graculous.
Yeah. Is that me? Is he talking? I think he's talking about you, Kevin. You go by Graculous sometimes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Don't shut up, man.
Isn't that right, bud? They will go and see what you've been liking on social media. Offensive jokes. Ooh, offensive jokes.
So I'm an old school goth. He's cosplaying. Yeah, exactly. And then trying to say that everybody that isn't cosplaying, they're the posers,
And then they report back to base. Look what this guy has been liking privately. Not even reposting or trying to elevate with his own platform. Just, I like that. And then they go back to base and all these ladies are just in their gigantic Kingdom Hearts 2 chairs. Just he must be cancelled.
Oh, he's got to show the visual. Because just, it's so funny. How did they get in and out of these chairs? Come on now. This is ridiculous. That she would fall. Okay. There's not even a staircase or a ladder or anything. It's ridiculous. It's very unrealistic.
Alert the troops.
He keeps slopping and
gather your greatest forces. This is them in a chair.
Oh my God. Now he's doing stand-up. He switched to stand-up now, Kevin. Yeah, he's doing it.
He must not be allowed to continue.
Oh man, so good. That was great. That was a good bit. And that was it. And it's over. And I think he's done. And he did cut that out. That's funny where the editing actually finally comes in. Look at I know I don't edit anything at any time at all, but that was so bad that we got to cut out the rest of that bit.
So sanctimonious.
And if you want to, it doesn't really flow for that, but I am going to say, if you like this type of content, you know what you should do. You should. Where is it? Oh, there it is. You should just pound that like button. Okay, that's a little on the nose. Kevin, come on, man. Can you make them less explain? I don't even think I can show this. This is going to get us in trouble, man. There you go. Oh, much better. Yeah, nailed it. What the hell is going on? Okay, but yeah, if you want to, pound that like button, or you know, can we do something like more like light, man? Like just no, like, you know, same concept, but just like more mild, so that it's not. There you go. Smack that like button. That was pretty good. You know, what about then? Oh, finger that worked. There we go. Right in the middle. You know, that way we're not going to get in trouble. The double entendre is clear, but it's not. You know, it's not that. Jesus, what the hell, Kevin? What the hell? I'm not. You know. This is demonetized now. Like, you know that? But yeah, if you want to hit the like button, that'd be fantastic. And I'd really appreciate it. All right, back to the insanity.
They will let you check what you've liked on social media, then publicly shame you to the clan for a ritualistic flogging in front of everyone. They will exclude you from anywhere and everywhere if they have the power to do so, and it is absolute.
It's crazy that he's like, they report it back to the clan. You know, the people that actually did go and like actually hang people with mob mentality and shit. Unbelievable, dude.
You can't come in here unless you agree with the politics. Don't come to my shows if you're conservative or MAGA, even though they don't know how to define these things.
What? Conservative MAGA is just like a Trump supporter, man. And conservative is basically the whole right side of the spectrum, which is very capitalistic, very bootlicky, you know, authority can never do anything wrong. Cops are always telling the truth. And, you know, the authorities, extra authority is good. And Christians are right about everything, and everybody else needs to shut the hell up. I'd say that's describes conservatism pretty well in America anyway.
As I've said, they will call you a complete misrepresentation of your ideologies in order to justify excluding you from places.
You have demonstrated that all of those labels are perfect for you, given the words that you say, man. It's so weird. It's like, that's not what I am. Don't call me that. And then he demonstrates like exactly what those words mean and how they apply to him.
You could just be a centrist. They will deem you a right-wing extremist. You're done.
Why? Why would they just like, I'm a centrist, right-wing extremist? Like, no, you have to actually say things to be like deemed a right-wing extremist, man.
I'm not a right-wing. Doesn't matter. They think you are. Game over.
Game over to who? Like, what are you? Oh my God. This is insanity.
This is how these things work, man. They keep talking as if they're completely normal people, right?
Like you're doing right now, whilst your face looks like this, and you don't even have matching eyes. You don't get to call anybody insane ever, anytime, anywhere, at all, ever.
Right. They keep talking as if they're reasonable, normal people, and we're all insane.
Yeah, I think, and then you kind of see if like I like look over. It's like, okay, I kind of do look insane right now. You know, I don't feel like this is helping my case. Me being the one that's saying this. Sure.
For becoming right-wing extremist Nazis. Instead, except none of that's happening. None of that's happening.
Dude, again, authoritarian federal agents going over state lines that are unidentifiable, wearing masks, secret police style, detaining people and beating people up and everything without any, without any oversight or constitutional awareness or anything.
Okay? They're calling us these things so that they can leverage control. Okay?
Oh my God. How do you see? He can't hear me. I wish he could hear me, and then he wouldn't be able to say stuff like leverage control as Trump like tries to take over the planet.
Because a slight disagreement or misalignment with some of the ethics is not really justification enough to exclude people from things. So they have to reclassify you as a Nazi or something. This is how they work. This is how they operate.
It's so crazy that they're like so like they just don't want to believe that the beliefs that they have are harmful to the degree that they'll just be like, what? I just believe the DEI is putting unqualified people into positions that they don't deserve because of DEI. Because of the black people working play, obviously they have to be unqualified because of the the race of the person. I said they and doesn't see, but calling him a Nazi, that's crazy. Now you can't just say that you can't call him that. That has nothing to do with anything he said, even though you are demonstrating that you do believe these people are inferior, which is exactly what Yahtzees believe.
No nuance, no trial, no debates or middle grounds being attained. You are labeled a fascist.
I know, kind of like the lady again that was unalived by the fascist federal police officer
And exiled. Everything about modern alternative subcultures is rancid pig filth, and women are 100% to blame for that. This is why
pig filth. It is pig filth. I do say, chap. Like, what is this weird, like, half of a British accent that he's putting on for this shit?
why they shifted the gatekeeping from it's about the music, name 3 songs, to it's the politics. Because what they mean is their politics, their contemporary ideologies, because
That was something, and I don't remember, I don't know if y'all caught the video of the Tim Pool show that he was on. He did not look like this.
the music,
But that was like what they were saying. It used to be name 3 songs. Yeah. And if you can, well, then you're just wearing it, which is weird. I'm going to be honest. If you wear a shirt of a band, please know at least 3 songs. I feel like that is that should be required. But that's not what it's always been. Like, what are you talking? This is so absurd. Like, it's always been that the beliefs are the same because the movement was what produced those bands that made those 3 songs to begin with.
simply was not enough to make that statement alone. The youth are usually the ones to maintain the soul of a subculture, and the youth for decades couldn't give a fuck about something as boring as politics.
He does look like he could be a flat earther, especially right now with the ways he looks like he's crying. Is he crying right now? What happened? How did I pause it on that? Doesn't he look like he's crying all of a sudden? But yeah, he looks like a flat earther crying.
And I'm going to prove that in an upcoming video.
Oh yeah, so at some point, no, I'll prove it anyway. Don't look for the evidence or anything like that. No, I will though. Just an upcoming. Just you wait. Okay, that's. Yeah, I'm being audited right now, so just a couple more weeks and I'll get that tax information to you.
Until these politics were used as a means of control by a very female-coded flavor of vindictiveness during the great radicalization of lockdown. The feminization of...
What the hell is he talking about? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, he says he's using these broad terms, but then clearly like nodding to like specifics that he refuses to actually say.
all of our control structures.
Fascist, being called out for being fascist. Cry me a river. Yeah, exactly.
And everything that followed. It's hard not to be super upset about.
How did he not edit that out, man? That didn't help your case, man. If anything, people are like, why does he breathe all weird? What is all of this? The pageantry gets me, He should just say the stuff he thinks and look at the camera like a normal YouTuber instead of spending all of his money on production and not a single dime, mental or otherwise, spent on the message. The thing that you say is so stupid. Like, maybe you should up your game on that.
All this kind of stuff, but hey, my career is on a downward spiral.
Oh my good God, dude. You are coping so hard. It is so funny because it is absolutely on a downward spiral. Look at this. 403 subscribers, 403,000 subscribers, 9,000 views in 2 weeks. That is just hilarious, dude. That is, how does that happen? I don't even know how you do that without all of your subscribers being fake and just purchased by you, because you absolutely come off like a rich kid that just wants to play YouTuber by buying everything and not knowing what the hell you're doing at all and not even trying.
Apparently, so nothing I'm doing or saying is making any impact whatsoever.
Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah.
I have no influence.
No, you don't. You don't even have any views on this.
People aren't listening to me.
No.
I am a feeble, flaccid attempt at trying to radicalize people into becoming right-wing.
Yeah, and it's pretty bad because right wingers typically don't listen to people that look like you. They do beat up people that look like you. So enjoy your time on that side of the aisle. You're really gonna have fun. You might want to cut the top of your underpants, because you can really damage stuff if you get enough of those. You know what I mean? Getting them just whipped up right in the crack there. You don't want that. Okay.
Isn't that right? I'm nothing.
Oh my good God, this guy he's not doing well, man. You need to go to therapy, okay? You need to learn to love yourself, right? You got to love yourself, buddy. Doesn't matter what other people think. You love yourself, and then then people are usually attracted to that. But this whole wow.
Oh. Thou doth protest too much, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you pointing out? Okay. Wow. This dude is he's broken. His brain just fell out his face, man. This is insane.
Thank you. But back to this. Again.
Why would you say doth protest too much? You know what that means? Like, I'm starting to think he doesn't know what any of these things mean. Because that means that you actually do have some, you do feel like crap because of that video that was making fun of you that got 70 times the views that you get. But no, you're so above it and it doesn't bother you. Wow.
And they like to operate from this inflated sense of self-importance and self-righteousness, sanctimoniousness. We're the hateful ones.
Dude, again, yeah, that's you though. But wow.
We're the bad guys, the bigots, and it's their self-assigned job to protect things from us.
What? You're self-assigned to protect them. Well, our freedoms and the freedoms of people that need access to medical care that you're trying to remove? And you basically just said that you're cool with that?
But I've never seen such hatred in all my life until I saw the left.
Yeah, that's it.
The shaking. Fascist! Racist! Nazi!
I mean, those types of people are really, really upsetting. Plus the fact that they have power and influence over other people's lives. It's pretty infuriating. It's weird that you don't get that.
This myth.
Plus because you're white and you're extra white too. So, you get extra privilege probably.
Place rage. Oh man, white men are. I've never seen more hate in my life. So woke has.
Dude, the Young Republicans group had literal Nazis in it. And they were actually saying that people should be put in the gas chambers. They were praising Hitler. Oh my good God, you haven't seen hate though? The people that are I hate the people that love Hitler. but the people that do love Hitler, they're just full of love. They're full of love, compassion, and empathy.
It's destroyed the alternative subcultures too by turning them away from cool stuff and turned them into radicalized extremist breeding grounds where echo chambers straw man the points,
sometimes literal echo chambers in the case of this person,
made by those who called to question their ideologies. If you wanted a brief summarization of what woke did to alternative subcultures,
well, it'd be great if you could at least provide what the definition is, since that's in the title and everything, and yet you somehow managed to skip right over it, even though you made a point to bring up the fact that we always say that y'all don't even know what it is. And then you're just yeah, they just say we can't even define it. But clearly we can. Anyway, I'm just going to move on. Yeah, let's move on. No, I don't need to talk about that. Anyway, let's go.
Bioweapons coming in from Somalia. And various other places where women are.
Wait, what? Did he just call black people bioweapons?
Then there's the bioweapons coming in from Somalia. And various other places where women are considered livestock. Coming in from the worst places on earth, my God.
What the hell is he talking about? Women are considered livestock in Somalia? Are you sure you're not just are you doing the racism thing again? Are you pretending to be the hateful person again? I'm confused.
Nothing has ever invalidated the ethics of feminism more than their desire to flood the nation with not just individuals, but entire cultures of foreign men that did this.
What? The right number of police recorded grape offenses in England and Wales from 2002/3 to 2024/25. Okay, numbers went up. Doesn't say anything about the race of the people. Is that what it is? And then all he's saying is that grape has gone up in the UK. Is he trying to like say that this is what, like, from what? Did a whole bunch of like people of color like move in? And he's like, that was right then, and it took 20 years for them to up the grape. I'm very confused. I don't know what he thinks he's trying to communicate here. Is he calling people foreigners like all grapists? Because I'm pretty sure white people do that just as well. You know, the guy that supports your whole, or the guy that you support is like literally implicated in a child social trafficking scandal, right? You know, he was best friends with basically the most prolific PDF file anybody's ever heard of. No, you're not gonna. Okay.
To the statistics of Europe
that mean nothing. Yeah, you got it. You can't just present. God, this is like this is like day one of argumentation. Stats aren't arguments. Okay, you got to make arguments using the stats. You can't just throw up some stats and be like, anyway. Moving on, since you can clearly see what I'm trying to communicate by that piece of information that I'm not going to place inside of an argument so that I can make a point of any kind, because that's just, I don't make points, all right? I rage against the machine that is points, making points. I don't do those, okay? That's the counterculture I do. I'm against that kind of structural shit.
Do you want to see 2005? 2005.
Okay, what?
Ladies, what the actual is wrong with
who wasn't Obama president? Oh yeah, this is a different country. What happened in 2005? I'm so confused.
With you, okay? Feminist women out there, what the
It is so echoey, dude. We could literally hear the F word that you're trying to cover over with like the TV fuzz thing because it's so echoey that we could hear it bounce off the wall behind you.
You want to know what's super funny?
You trying to like be cool and also like rational and make points. It's kind of funny.
I'm the bad guy for bringing this up.
Yeah, you kind of sound super racist, actually. If I can sort of understand what I think you're trying to say, it sounds like you're racist anyway, but you never really make any of your points, so it's hard to tell.
Point to the statistics being statistically disproportionate to a certain demographic. You're the bad guy for bringing that up.
What
Not
demographic?
You.
What demographic? What are you even talking about?
Racist is now like, it's above rape. It's higher. It's further up now. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. How dare you mention that, asshole?
Wow, this is so absurd. So like he's trying to make the case that like we think that people being racist is worse than people graping each other, because if we were just racist, then that would minimize the grape. I am so lost as to what he thinks he's trying to say here. I don't. That's so weird.
Pales in comparison to the crime of pointing out statistics. This is another destructive.
I don't think anybody said that you were like equal to somebody that grapes somebody for pointing out statistics, but racism is still bad. It's just kind of a different thing. It's weird that you're comparing the two and acting like, that solves it. As long as there's something worse, then you should, everybody should shut up, because hey, I'm not a serial killer. So,
Aspect of woke. The white male hatred.
Thank you. Statistics are useless without context. That is like day one of argumentation, man.
Proportionate amount of hatred for white men, despite everything we've done.
So what? So white men? Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to hear this whole portion, this whole fraction of a thought that he might get to, sort of, kind of, not really.
The disproportionate amount of hatred for white men, despite everything we've done.
Wow. The room is white. And that's but I don't really feel like the room has done, and it definitely hasn't done anything for your production value. That's for sure. It is white though. You got that part right. At least you did that. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, teach men not.
The whiteness made the room that color? I don't know.
Seriously, what the fuck is your damage, ladies? You lost your minds.
All ladies are damaged, but he's not. Don't call him a misogynist though, because calling people the misogynist, now that's where the real crimes are at. You're pointing it out. That's the problem. Now, being the thing, shut up.
At those white South African families, do you remember? Those white South African families, and all of the liberal white women lost their minds about it. Legally.
Wait, what was it? Sorry.
At those white South African families, do you remember?
No.
Those white South African families, and all of the liberal white women lost their minds about it. Legally immigrating to the US on asylum because they were being attacked by the usual suspects.
The usual. There's okay, another racism. Got it. But don't call you that. That's that is worse than the thing that you're doing.
Do you imagine how these women would have reacted if the disproportionate amount of these white South African men became sexual assault criminals?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Is anybody in the chat like privy to whatever the hell he's referencing here? Because I am so confused. It's not even funny. He didn't provide like any information as to what he's referencing. He's just, it's like, I almost think that maybe he assumes that his audience is just so like brainwashed with right-wing bull crap that he can just barely mention something like, oh yeah, South Africa, those bitches, I hate those ladies.
One of them, they would literally go to South Africa themselves and kill every single white man they found. But these statistics.
Okay, what about the statistics ties it to whatever the hell you're trying to say, man? You got to do all the work. You don't just get the point to stuff.
Crickets. Nothing.
Well, maybe they didn't explain what the problem was, kind of like you.
Nothing at all. Complete silence. Like with the Palestine thing. Do you notice how quiet that is now? A trend. Again, It's a trend. It was a trend. It was a trend. It was never about Palestine whatsoever. I mean, that much was obvious, right? Even people who were fully immersed in the conflict between Israel and Palestine were in the dark about a lot of the things that were happening. And then these leftists came in and made it all about them. They made it all about them.
Yeah, not sure they didn't make it about, the Palestinians. That's what the thing you just brought it up about the Palestinians, said that leftists were talking about it. That's who it was about. It was about the people that were unjustly that are unjust. It's still going. There was no peace. Just by the way, Trump claims that he ended that war. He did it. They just kept going, and then just unalived all the journalists that got anywhere that could, let people know that the war is still going, but it's still going. They're still doing the same genocide. Nothing's changed.
Without knowing anything. Like the ones who are like pro-Hamas and stuff. Like, come on, man. Thinking they're freedom fighters.
Okay. Nobody's pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinian people, man. Like, Jesus. They always have to like conflate those things just because it's rhetoric. Like nothing means anything to these people. It's like, as long as I can paint everything with this one broad brush, all the Palestinians are Hamas, I guess. Jesus, most of which who are like children, that they're being starved and blown to pieces, their hospitals blown up, you name it, Israel's doing it to them.
I'd say these girls are stupid, but they know the correct thing to do here, and they're actively choosing not to do it.
And then it's like his whole thing, like all leftists are women somehow now. Like it's just, he's so misogynist that he just is like, everybody that he's talking shit to is a woman. So it's just gendered woman. Like, oh my God.
Economies ruined. Female safety catastrophically reduced.
Again, no, that's not the right wingers' fault at all. No, that's it. No, that's just the women, the women leftists. And just, oh, thank you. Oh yeah, 19 months. Yeah, that is a long time. How's it going, Gisela? What's up?
Entire schools being replaced with non-natives. Jobs going to foreign men because it's cheaper labor. This is what
that's capitalist. You're getting mad at the wrong people. Like you're blaming exactly the wrong people.
White erasure, and they're happy about it.
White erasure? What the hell are you talking? Oh my God, dude, is he really doing like the white genocide nonsense?
Yay! It's quite some equity you're squandering, ladies. At some point, we're not going to be around to stop you from destroying yourselves and everything around you. So to really,
wow, it's like he manages to like be a piece of shit to literally every single group somehow simultaneously and somehow without making a single goddamn point. It's kind of incredible.
Please summarize what woke is and why it's bad.
Please, yeah, that'd be great. That's the video, and you haven't given us a definition for the word that you've used throughout this entire video, which typically you want to provide definitions first. That usually is how they do it in debates and stuff.
It was initially used by blacks, hijacked by liberal whites.
Black people, they're people.
To paint themselves as perpetual victims while being the most undeservedly privileged demographic in the world.
What? Black people are the most privileged people in the world? What world are you on, man? I'd like to check that place out. Is this like a Peacemaker type of, like, you get to go to other universes type thing? Except like the opposite of what happens in Peacemaker, because he goes to the, you remember, Kevin? He goes to the Nazi. But anyway, the opposite of that though.
Using this victimhood, they gained
this is the Black Panther universe where it's the
unquestionable power, and the resulting suicidal empathy opened the borders to Ray Stabby and his homies.
What?
While they systemically indoctrinated your children into an antenatal gender cult that operates on a purity hierarchy maintained by vindictive, narcissistic women. White men are
women. I hate women. I think it's just, I guess if I looked like this on purpose, by the way, yeah, I'd probably not like them too much either. Although I don't think the men are too crazy about you either.
White children, white women actually also criminals.
You're fuzzing too much. I can't follow.
Running around on the streets with 49 priors. We're going for a record here. And the end result of all of this is the end of civilization.
And I want to say I'm pausing it too much, but I feel like that's giving him too much credit. He's not making sense. All right, we're going to try this one more time. Let's try to hear this bigot rant from the top. I will not interrupt it, and I bet you money it will still be as incoherent as it was when I was pausing.
Rocky maintained by Stabby and his homies.
One more time.
Using this victimhood, they gained unquestionable power, and the resulting suicidal empathy opened the borders to Ray Stabby and his homies. while they systemically indoctrinated your children into an antenatal gender cult that operates on a purity hierarchy maintained by vindictive, narcissistic women. White men are f***ed, white children f***ed, white women actually also f***ed. Criminals running around on the streets with 49 priors. We're going for a record here. And the end result of all of this is the end of civilization.
Yeah, no, it didn't make any more sense. I get and I even tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I shouldn't have done that because it was as incoherent, more so, I think, because I was actually pausing it and clarifying things that he was saying so that it wasn't just a big jumble like it was.
Western civilization, I should specify, actually.
Did I miss the reparation? Yeah, I know. That's the way he's making it sound, isn't it? There was like a bunch of reparations that I guess we all didn't know about or something. Maybe it was on Fox News. Like, and they got reparations. And that's saying, they're just blatantly just lying now. So they're just, yep, on planet Earth. Yeah, the whole Earth. It was planet-wide reparations. That's right. Yeah, be mad about it.
Maybe vibrating with euphoria at the very thought of that, but only because they've had the equity to squander on such self-righteous destruction. Wow. When the bow breaks, and they're the captain now. Look at me, look at
What? Which means I'm the mayor, not you. City council meeting. Oh my God, this is the most incoherent bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Look at me.
Like friggin' Jesse Lee Peterson makes more sense than this guy. Like, what is happening?
They're the captain now. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, nobody does, man. And I almost bet that's like half the comments. Fucking what, man? What? What?
We won't be there to save you from your mistakes. Okay? You're able to be...
He does need a 72. So I would up the hours, actually, from this 72-hour psych ward hold. Nah, it's got to be more than that. I mean, he could use a full week of psych wardness.
To bleed your heart dry for all of these things, all these causes. You're able to do this.
All these stupid causes, caring about people, being... Everybody except the white man, who's the truly oppressed one around here. All right. And more so if you're extra white. Hello, me. And so
he's so self-destructive because of the equity that we as white men have given you. Okay. You are able.
What are you talking about, man? That we gave you. You should be thankful. All right. You can still be slaves, And we decided not to, who the hell are you? You're nobody. You are not the white race. Trust me. Wow. As much as you try to make it seem that way.
You're privileged enough to throw away parts of your culture, parts of your life, and still be completely fine and safe.
That's literally what white people do. Like, white people don't even have a culture anyway. Never mind. Unbelievable.
And you think you're so righteous and good and sanctimonious, but it's only because we are the safety net that remains after you've done all that really nice, cute stuff for yourself so you can sleep at night. Like a petulant child resisting the orders of a parent who knows better, we know you're going to kick and scream and cry and lash out, but you have to eat your broccoli, okay? I know.
Wow. And another thing that, just embodies, what conservative MAGA crap is just, we're the parents, okay? We know what you need better than you do. And so we're gonna make you're just throwing a temper tantrum, okay? And that's why we're sending federal agents over state lines that are unidentifiable to detain random people and sometimes shoot other people in the face.
Child resisting the orders of a parent who knows better, we know you're going to kick and scream and cry and lash out, but you have to eat your broccoli, okay? I know conservatives and right-wingers and all the, centrists and politicians.
Quit trying to put everybody inside this box. You're a far right-wing fascist lunatic. Don't try to bring centrists into this. Like, you're so not centrist, dude.
And all this kind of stuff. And the president. I know all this stuff's pissing you off, makes you so mad. When a man tells you what to do, how to act, how to behave, to maintain society and birth rates, actually.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? You know what it is? Oh, it just dawned on me. Like, he's talking to women because he's not talking to women. He's talking to one woman. He's talking to the one woman that made that video that was the 3-hour takedown that he's still seething over, that got more views than like anything on his channel.
So that we don't become extinct. I know it sucks and you want to kick and scream and fight against it. And a little bit of resistance is nice, it's good. But we're doing what is good for you, okay? Usually they never had this much power with which to resist all the good stuff for.
And that's bad, that they have this much power to do all that resisting. You know, back in the good old days, you just take your property and you spank her like John Wayne and then put her back in the kitchen with a literal chain on her leg or something like that.
But now they do, like USAID, USAID.
Yeah, we got it. We know how to spell.
Whoa.
Whoa. Helping people. Whoa. Decreasing disease planet wide, because that couldn't help us in any way possibly, Whoa. He's just saying whoa now. That's it.
You want to talk about how far a bleeding heart liberal will go? Yeah, they'll send your tax money to like halfway across the world so that a dog can get transgender surgery.
Good one. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and you right wingers will send way more of our tax dollars across the other side of the world to blow up a kid. But yeah, what you said though,
it's insane. But it's honestly like I wouldn't be surprised if there was something even close to that. But you need to listen to us, ladies. Okay, you need to listen to us.
I think nobody's going to. Man, I know, because you can say this as much as you like. Nobody's going to listen. Look at you, dude. Maybe go like change all of this, and then come back, and maybe also change all the things that you say and think.
Not you based ones. You know this. You know this. I'm talking about the leftist psychopaths.
See, he's like, not you, ladies. I know that I'm just vilifying all women throughout this video, but there's still some right-wing lunatic women that are watching that are nodding along like those. He's right about those bitches over there.
You need to listen to white men. I know it goes against your programming, which was deliberate, by the way, but you have to.
What the deliberate programming to what? To get them to advocate for their own rights and stuff? That's it. That they were programmed for that. That was okay.
This is all going to come crashing down. The walls that keep you safe, that you're smashing with a sledgehammer. Once those walls come down, everything comes in.
Oh.
And we won't be there to stop it.
You won't be there to cause it, hopefully, because that's typically who's doing the evil, man. The harm that actually gets perpetrated is from people that look and sound exactly like you, especially if you're saying you need to listen to white men, okay? Because white men are the ones that get it. Yeah, you're the worst, dude. You're literally just a Nazi.
And who's behind all this, you're probably asking? Who's behind all this?
The Nazis.
It's the Jews.
It certainly feels like a comedy show. Mine is, but I don't think that's what you're asking. It's not. No, he is dead serious about. I know. I feel like I could have just stopped right there, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I know he looks dead. I know. It's just dead. He must be a zombie or something like that." No, but no, he is not doing a comedy show. He is doing a Goth, a right-wing Maga Goth show.
And who's behind all this, you're probably asking? Who's behind all this? It's the Jews.
Oh my God. that was really weird. And then he ends with it's all the Jews or whatever. Like he's like, I hit every other race and gender and demographic of minority, so why not include them? But you see how he deliberately didn't talk about them that much, because he knew he couldn't, because he knows most of his audience is probably in support of Israel, and they equate Israel with all Jews. So, because that's the way they think. Wow. That was fascinating. That was like one of the most insane things I think I've ever seen in my life. Holy Lord, this guy's nuts. But look at it. This is what I on the show. If you put in, hold on, what was his name again? Keep forgetting. Jake Monroe, right? Okay, so if we put it into the search, maybe now that I watched it, it won't do what I'm talking about, but okay. There it is. That's the one. 189,000 views. This thing barely gets like 7K, 4.6, 7, 4.3, 7. A lot of 7K for some reason. And she's got like 189,000 views. So let's watch a second of this.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? I hope you are all doing very well.
I'm doing all right. How about you? You doing better? You doing okay?
I thrifted this top and I wore it to Pride this year. And I haven't worn it since, but I'm wearing it today. I got some new posters and I did a little bit of rearranging with some of the posters I already have. Let me know if you guys like it.
Okay. Let's get to the stuff. Okay, you want to talk about the
favorite anime?
Okay,
where
let's go.
TikTok,
Okay,
piercings. You were on the more alternative side of YouTube.
I am. Yep. I mean, that's what I look at anyway.
Your ears would perk up. Faint memories of a man with a full face of dark makeup, piercings, dressed head to toe in luxury gothic clothing brand Killstar, posting his third video of the week roasting cringe TikTok e-girls. Nowadays, though, there's about maybe a 50% chance your ears will perk up if you hear his name. However, they will probably perk up for entirely different reasons. You see, once upon a time, I too was a consumer of Jake's content. Now, this was way back in the day, back when I was still in high school and I was still exploring my style, which at the time was very alternative and gothic. Creators like Jake helped a lot of younger people like myself feel more comfortable dressing alternatively and looking more extreme, even offering makeup tips and fashion recommendations, and always reminding the audience to not care what other people think. But I fell off from Jake's
so he's quite different these days, huh? Jeez Louise.
Content years ago, until recently. You see, as opposed to just fading into oblivion or adapting his content to reflect the more recent trends in order to remain relevant, Jake has decided to take an entirely different approach. A grift, if you will. Now he's notorious for bullying alternative and goth girls on TikTok and Instagram, and most recently is attempting to lead an alternative red-pilled movement.
Alternative is the rejection of societal norms.
See, that's what he looks like right there. Like typically, that's him minus the makeup.
Fool! The very definition. Here's what you've missed about this statement, okay? That's being red-pilled. Red-pilled is the rejection of the matrix, of the system, of the construct, and instead being an individual.
Listen how vague that is. Like it's really weird the way they do this, because it's like they start to act. It reminds me of like when I was a Christian, right? We were like Christian punks, right? Christian punks. And that was the thing that we would say. It was like, well, we're raging against the world that isn't our very high control, very fundamentalist religion. So we are actually the rebels rebelling against the not my parents' religion of the world, you know, which makes no sense. It's just like acting like all constructs are equal or something. It's like, oh no, it's cool as long as you're just going against something, you know, as long as it's just, that's not the way anything works, man. That's like like that's insane. That's a crazy way to think about stuff. Yet that's what they have to do to like convince people that this right-wing bullshit is alternative somehow. Jeez, it's like you got to rebel against all other races and genders and just all minorities. Just rebel against them and the institution of empathy for people that are marginalized. Yeah, rebel against that. That's the real establishment right there.
Finding your own path through life, seeing things for what they really are, rejecting the
Rebel without a clue. Yeah, exactly.
media slop, and instead seeking things out. Rejecting societal norms is red-pilled.
So when I saw yet another creator,
Societal norms. Like, what the hell does that mean, dude? Like, how is it like a societal norm to be like the right way or the leftist? That's the societal norm. The societal norm is the people that have never held any like public office in America ever. The closest you get is like liberals and Bernie Sanders, who gets sidelined a lot. He's actually not even that great sometimes, but that's beside the point.
Follow having beef with Jake, I decided it was time. It was time to revisit this figure from my youth and give Jake all of the negative attention he clearly so desperately wants. So here we are, the Jake Monroe deep dive. I normally give content warnings in the very beginning of my video.
You want somebody to do a deep dive, you should go to buy a water filter so you can filter the water that you dive into it. epicwaterfilters.com and get 15% off if you use code EMBER15. Okay, so that's epicwaterfilters.com. Use code EMBER15. That's EMBER 15. Okay, and you can filter the water that you dive in for your deep dives. It makes sense. Also, smack that like button. Wait, no, not that. Kevin, dude, can you change the thing, man? We're gonna get in trouble. Stop. Okay, thank you. There we go. Perfect. All right, back to the show.
Videos, but today I'm actually going to wait until we get a little bit farther into the video when those things become more relevant, because unfortunately, my most recent Melanie Martinez video.
Is she in trouble? What did she do? This was from
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Thank you for that, by the way. That was, and she just sounded like she was about to say something, and it does say the abomination, so I feel like it tracks.
Was demonetized. Yes, yay, woo! Thankfully, it didn't get demonetized right away, so I was still able to make some ad.
That happens to me all the time, and it sucks. That's why I'm trying not to say the F-bombs as much.
Revenue from that, but I'm no longer able to earn any future ad revenue on that video, and additionally, because it has been demonetized, the video is now also being suppressed in the algorithm, and it's no longer being recommended to new audiences.
God damn. That's what it does, dude. It is like the second that it gets demonetized, it's not that it just like, oh, you can't make money. It's that they won't put it out. Like it just the number is just stagnant. It says boom, and then it just sits there, and you're like, what the? Why are they? And then the real irritating thing is when you contest it, and then they're like, okay, fine, it's not actually that bad, and then they give you the monetization back, but then they don't put the video out anymore because. You know what? Never mind. This isn't that kind of show.
So we're going to have to be extra careful today, folks. I don't make videos every day. I don't stream. I usually make 1 to 2 deep dive videos per month. And I do all of the work myself. I do all of the research. I do all of the script writing. I do all of the editing. I do all of the filming. I do all of it. And
Chat GPT doesn't do any of that? I don't know if I buy it.
And it's the holidays, so getting paid for my work is very important right now, which is why I'm choosing.
Okay, come on. I mean, I
get there.
I get that you know, are needing money and everything. I get it. Trump's president. The economy is shit because of it. I know, but we got to move on. Okay.
Elaborating sent me.
We're trying to learn.
It fits nicely in the pebble. This one is called the.
Wait, is she selling pocket puss? Is that what? You know what? Now I feel like I got to go back and see what the hell these. No, nope, we're not. We're moving on. What are these things? These are now. It's a vibrator. Yep, I think she's selling stuff like that. It's not fair. I lost mine. I lost my to ad people. What do you call those? Sponsor. That, you know, I think I just got too dirty with it, you know, with the adamandeve.com, and they dropped me.
In 1991, making him 34 years old currently. He was born and.
So if anybody wants to, you know, do super chats and stuff, that you're allowed. I just want to make it clear, you're allowed to do super chats now that I've been banned from adamandeve.com, and I'm selling Ember's water filters for her. So you know, or with her, you know, it's a mutual thing.
Mostly raised in England, along with his younger brother and sister, and his mother and father.
Let's move on to the biography. Jake Monroe was best known.
I should start selling. I should start doing the pocket puss.
As a YouTube star. I'm glad that's how I'm best known. I'm glad about that. He was born on May 11th, 1991. Correct. In Northern Ireland. Incorrect. Was born in England.
And that younger sister is going to become
No, so he is English? Weird. So wait, so he's putting on an American accent when he was on Tim Pool and stuff?
relevant again pretty soon, so just remember that detail. In his 50 Facts About Me video from November 27, 2016, Jake shares 50 facts about himself. The very first thing he states is that he is 5'10" and he is very insecure about his height and that he wishes he was about 4 inches taller.
Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now I've
5'10" is short? Wow, okay.
realized that I've been doing all these new videos on this new channel, but you guys don't really know me that well yet. So I decided...
He looks like he plays in the band AFI, you know? Like when they went through their whole switcheroo.
to do a 50 facts about me video. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you 50 facts about myself, and hopefully me and you can get to know each other a little bit better. How about that, huh? That'd be good. So let's get started with number 1. I'm only 5'10", and I sincerely wish I was about 4 inches taller.
And the height thing is kind of like a reoccurring theme. It's a whole thing. He states that he is a huge fan of metal, and his favorite metal subgenre is gent. He also loves...
Wait, what? Gent? What the hell is that? That's not metal. It's like black or sludge or death or, you know, y'all can you give me suggestions. New, right? But like NU metal. It's a type of metal. Okay, it's like that's when the slap bass really became part of the metal genre, which I approved of. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Video games. He stated his favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy IX, and he has been playing games since he was just 6 years old.
Sounds like he's still playing games, to be totally honest, but like political games, if you will. Yeah.
Favorite genre of music is metal, and my favorite genre of metal is gent. I love Rick and Morty, and I love...
How do you love Rick and Morty and end up like the way you are?
Disney movies! Disney! I also love video games, and I've been playing video games since I was at least 6 years old.
Okay, odd. This is starting to see why you got so upset about this. She's got a pulling at stuff that is pretty upsetting. Oh my god, it's so funny. It's like, I'm a right-wing tough guy, okay? And then here he is going, I love Disney movies. Oh my god, it's amazing.
And my favorite video game of all time, no argument, is Final Fantasy IX.
He's also a pretty huge Silent Hill fan, as am I. That's some of the new posters I actually...
As is literally everybody that's ever played that game for any amount of time, anywhere, and all ever.
got. And I have my Living Dead doll, but I haven't...
Literally the only video game that I know about that anybody has mentioned thus far. That's the only one I know.
Taken it out of the box because, I don't know.
You're not supposed
I
to
don't
do
know.
that.
It's
So
just
you don't do that. It loses its value like the second you do that.
so precious. I don't want to take it out of the box.
That's what they said in the 40-year-old virgin. That was
And if you actually look closely in the background of a lot of his older videos, especially, you can see like a Silent Hill 3 poster, and you
Hell
can
yeah.
see some figures, which there was some videos I saw he had like a little Robbie Rabbit figure.
little Robbie Rabbit.
And he also has a whole
What is Robbie Rabbit?
Silent Hill sleeve. Literally, like a Silent Hill sleeve. He has Heather Mason's face tattooed on his hand, literally.
Wow.
And listen, as a huge Silent Hill fan myself, admittedly, I am duly impressed by that. I don't have a Silent Hill tattoo sleeve.
Yeah, so far that's the coolest thing about this guy. You know, just say like she's actually helping him out. I don't know what he's all mad about, honestly. Now she's just making him cooler because they're like, look, he's actually cool, but he's like not being like that.
Or anything like that, but actually, my very first tattoo.
Doom Thrash, thank you. Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate it. Soom. What is Soom? Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up after. Soom metal? SOOM. That's the kind of metal?
Tattoo that I got when I was 18 was inspired by Maria's tattoo from Silent Hill 2. She has like a little butterfly on her hip, and I got a very, very, very similar butterfly on my stomach, close through my belly.
God, video games. People like the main characters looked like zombies back then. Jesus, like you see, there's a character from Silent Hill. Like, wow, that is terrifying. No, that's the character that you play. Like, what? That thing? That's what? Okay.
Button, and I added a couple little butterflies around it to like make it more original. But yeah, not as cool as a sleeve, but you know, Jake is also
You're getting there. You can add to that. Maybe you could do a body sleeve. Do they call them that? What do they call? I don't know what you call a midriff sleeve. Probably not a sleeve. Sleeves seem pretty specific to the arms, right?
a musician, and he is self-taught on several different instruments, including bass, drums, and also a self-taught metal vocalist.
I have played 7-string guitars almost exclusively for the past 4 years. I can play several
Okay. So Sue was a typo. Thank you. Thank goodness. Because I was like, what? Why would you call a kind of metal like that? It just sounds stupid.
instruments and self-taught on every single one. My first job out of college was a studio engineer. I know how to play drums. I know how to play bass. I'm a self-taught metal vocalist.
And he also has his own band named Monroe after himself.
Wait, how did he used to be so good at YouTube videos and then just boom, like completely fall off the map? That is crazy. Because like watching him do his stuff here, it's like you'd think he would have retained some of that information to like move it into his right-wing weirdo grift, right? And now he's just literally like walking around in circles in an all-white room without a script, reading from his phone. He's like, that'll do it. That's good, right? That's what the right-wingers want.
I will say I did listen to his music in preparation for this video and some of his vocal covers as well that are on his channel. And my honest opinion is that it's not bad. It's not my thing. It's not bad. And I do mean that genuinely. I'm the kind of person that can appreciate art even if the artists themselves are questionable or just straight up a bad person. It's a quality of mine that many people don't like, but
yeah, you shouldn't do that. You should hate everything. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know. It depends. With movies, I think that because more people make a movie than that one asshole. You know what I mean? So I feel like that doesn't count as much. When it's stuff that is their personality, though, when it's like, the content creator type stuff, yeah, absolutely. That doesn't make any sense to me when people are like, you got to be able to separate the art from it's like the art is like what makes them bad. What are you talking about? But like bands and stuff, I don't know. It depends. I can't really decide to not like music. If I like it, I'll like it. But I won't tell anybody if the person's really terrible. So.
I don't think art should lose its value because a bad person made it, right? I think the world would be
classic griftery. I like that. That we need to. Is that coined, the word griftery? Because I like that. We need to make that work. If that's, then we need to get that in the dictionary, and not the urban one, the regular Webster's. Somebody needs to call up Webster.
An extremely cold and dark place if every piece of art that was ever made by someone who did something questionable was discarded and devalued. I don't want to live in a world like that. I'm sorry, I just don't. Jake also enjoys working out, and that is a very consistent thing even now. And he is terrified of bears and sharks.
Oh, okay. Starting to see how the shift happened. So I can see it now. It was the gym. The gym bros did it. That's what it was. You know, he got mixed up with the wrong crowd at the gym. That's what it was. I can talk. I can feel it.
What a shame. Bears are my favorite animal.
Aside from the fears that I described in the My 3 Fears video, I'm actually terrified of sharks and bears. I have pretty bad health anxiety, also known as hypochondria.
Weird. So health anxiety. Okay. And he's afraid of bears and sharks. The sharks I totally get. That one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. Yeah, I don't go swimming in the ocean because of that.
My favorite Christmas movie is The Muppet Christmas Carol. I thoroughly
Oh my God, I just watched that and I really like that movie. That is like a really, really great movie.
enjoy waking up.
Now, aside from
Did you know that Heath Enright from God Awful Movies, The Scathing Atheist, Citation Needed, and what was the other one? The Skeptocrat. He hates that movie. The Muppet Christmas Carol. And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, whoa, okay, losing cool points, bro. You know, just. And then it seemed like he was trying to look at like Noah Lugeons and Eli Bosnick as if they were going to come to like agree with them. And they were like, no, you're on your own, buddy.
those more superficial things, Jake is also pretty open about some of his shortcomings and his negative qualities. Number one, Jake acknowledges that he is a very negative person. He's also stated that for
Okay, well, that's not changed. That's actually grown.
as long as he can remember, he's had very bad anger issues, and it's very important to remember that.
Yeah, that seems to have grown as well.
He says he does not like family and says after several bad experiences,
I hate all families. Just the concept of family, I hate it.
says he prefers not to have friends. And actually says that he purposefully went to a college 2 hours away from his hometown just so he could avoid all of the people he went to school with.
That sounds made up. All the people he went to school with. That doesn't sound made up. Never mind. I retract. We're going to have to cut that, Kevin. Make sure to take out the... Yeah, thank you. You know what it is. You got it.
After several bad experiences, I prefer not to have close friends. I do not like family. For as long as I can remember, I've had some pretty bad problems with anger issues. In my late teens through to early 20s, I suffered from depression that lasted several years. I purposefully went to a college that was 2 hours away from my house just to avoid everybody I went to school with. And it worked.
This is why he hates this video so much. I can see it now, dude. Like, it's so funny. It's like it because she's walking you through all the stuff that he said that he like hates that he said now. He was like, yeah, I was so lame back then. I was so like not a right-wing asshole.
The last one, I have to admit, I'm a pretty negative person.
He also mentions that he does not consider himself straight and that he even used to cross-dress.
Oh,
and
wow.
He also claims that bigotry makes him unnecessarily angry.
Unnecessarily angry? I feel like it makes you necessary is fun. Like, I
wouldn't consider myself straight. I love Dragon Ball Z. I used to cross-dress. Now, this might be obvious, but bigotry makes me unnecessarily angry.
You don't know.
What the wow. Okay. So he actually used to be cool. That's yeah. That's what we're seeing here.
Why I'm laughing at, but you will. Oh, you will. So that sister I mentioned. Let's talk more about her.
If it's even true, because like that's what's so funny about this is that it literally feels like watching that video that we just watched. It felt completely fake and contrived. Like it just felt like it was just this. He's just literally cosplay. So not only is he cosplaying Goth, he's cosplaying right winger. And like mad that people are exposing the stuff that he used to actually say, you know, that was not, you know, that kind of demonstrates that he's not real.
So Jake is an atheist. And on December 27, 2016, he shared his story of how he became an atheist titled, Why I'm an Atheist, A Cancer Story.
Okay. See, it still applies to this show. All right. So all the people going, what even is this? Why are we doing it? We don't do it. See? All right. They said atheist. And that's our community.
When Jake was 10 years old, his younger sister, who was just 1 year old at the time, had developed chickenpox. And when Jake's family took his sister to the hospital, they did various blood tests. And that is when it was discovered that his sister had cancer. More specifically, she was suffering from leukemia.
So today is going to be a story time, and it's going to be a pretty difficult story time because this is not a story I've ever told on the internet or to a lot of people who know me personally ever. Now, this is a story about how I became an atheist and why I am so confident as an atheist and not agnostic. And the story starts about 15 years ago. Now, I'm not an only child. I have 2 siblings. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. Now, my younger sister's name, and if you ever meet her, she's one of the happiest, bubbliest people that you'll ever meet in your life. But around the time she was about 1 year old, very shortly after she contracted the chickenpox, she had to be rushed to hospital for a very bizarre illness that no one could really put their finger on. Now, my knowledge is a little bit fuzzy around this time because I was about 10 years old, but I do know my parents were pretty worried about what was going on with my sister.
This is wild, dude. Like the way, just the fact, first of all, this just made him even cooler. I mean, not the tragic story that he's telling, whatever, but just the fact that he's an atheist and not just an, I mean, he's a, not agnostic, like he's saying, like I'm beyond saying I don't know and not being convinced of God. He's a hard atheist position. So yeah, dude, he used to be cool. What the hell?
And it did take several blood tests to finally discover that my sister had cancer. Now you can imagine being a parent of a 1 year old who has cancer. The cancer that she had was called leukemia. And leukemia is cancer of the blood cells. If you want to read more into it, there's plenty to read online.
Thankfully, the cancer itself.
Okay, that was kind of funny. If you want to check out information about leukemia, yeah, no, we got it. We know the internet, but it's okay. I get it.
Was treatable, but his sister had to receive quite a bit of chemotherapy.
What is that wall? Yeah, it is kind of a lot. It's quite, yeah, that is a wall right there,
Jake stated that he didn't go to too many of her chemo sessions because it was too difficult for him to see his sister that way.
Now, of course, this news was absolutely devastating to all of us. Luckily, I think my brother was a little too young to understand what was going on, but I was just starting to enter my preteens, and I very much understood what cancer meant. But I did not know what this meant for me as a person and for what I was going to learn on the journey that my sister was about to take. Now, luckily for us, leukemia is very treatable, but the treatment isn't very nice. It still involves very large amounts of chemotherapy, which is almost just as nasty as the cancer itself. It's basically poison that's being pumped into the body to fight cancer cells. And the physical effects of chemotherapy are pretty devastating, one of which is very noticeable, and that's the loss of hair.
I'm not really sure why she's like playing all this. I feel like we could get, get the gist with, not doing the entire, kind of starting to see why this thing is 3 hours long. Let me just put it that way.
Among many other health problems that actually come with the treatment itself. Now, because of my aversion to hospitals, I never really went to too many hospital visits with my sister, mainly because it was too hard for me to see that, and also because I just did not like leaving the house.
It's like from hating bigotry to a bigot. That is sad. It is sad. I don't even know how. I don't know how you go from this to that, other than I think he was like used to being relevant, I guess. I feel like that's what a lot of it is, and it's like that. What's the word? Or you kind of just expect to be able to continue to be relevant because you were relevant at one point, and when you're not anymore, they get all crazy about it and stuff. So then they start just trying everything, and the way the culture is these days, or the way that the culture is apparently these days, because like I said, Twitter and shit like that being bought by right-wing lunatics, that was the direction he went in order to keep up with that growing audience. But I don't know, but that does feel like that's probably what it's like.
Which is very understandable, especially as a 10-year-old child. That has to be extremely traumatic. However, that summer, he did have to temporarily stay at the dorms at the hospital with his family because his sister needed very intense and extended treatment.
Wait, what? So who, Andy Pants? Oh, he's Sewer Sludge. He made a game called Chad vs. the Gay Nazi, which he used AI and had SA of a character in the game that was an obvious inspired by his own daughter. What? Who is this person? Andy Pants. Who's that? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
And that hospital stay completely changed Jake as a person, as well as his belief in God. Jake and his family had to spend a lot of time in the pediatric ICU, where the children with cancer would go to receive treatment and unfortunately sometimes pass away.
So my sister was being kept.
Yeah, I again, I don't really feel like we need to have this much breakdown for cancer, baby. Like, we get that. Like, I totally, that's all you had to say was like, the reason he's an atheist is because he went to a cancer ward where there were children. And you go, oh yeah, God does not exist. This would not happen if a God existed.
In the pediatric ICU, or at least that's what I think it's called. Basically, this is a wing or a ward in a hospital where the terminally ill children are to reside until they're either cured or they die.
It's also even longer because they're both explaining it. they're both explaining the same story.
This is a part of the world that a lot of people who have faith don't ever see.
Yeah, Andy Pants, whoever that is, sounds like the worst person in existence besides Trump and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and all the other billionaires.
He described
besides George Soros, he's okay.
the experience as horrific and that he wouldn't even wish it on his worst enemy. Jake even made friends with some of the children there and was especially close with two of the children. The first child was named Sean. Sean was 8 years old and had a malignant brain tumor that was inoperable and left one side of his face paralyzed as a result. But Jake described Sean as still having a high and happy spirit, and he even bonded a little bit with Sean's older sister over their shared struggle of having a sibling with cancer. Jake
this is really hard to make into a comedy show.
was
I typically do comedy. Okay, let's I get it. I think we get it, right? Let's skip through some of this. This is a lot. Yeah. Jesus. Let me get to like, where did he become racist? Did he have issue? Okay.
There for me.
and says
Anger and just self-hatred. Now, my memory,
a result of his partner Kaya helping him recover.
I was going through a very stressful mental time as well as physical. I had a near impossible time trying to cope with work, and I was just almost always angry. My memory is almost completely blank from this time in my life, and I can't explain why. All I know is that I had these overwhelming feelings of just anger and just self-hatred. Now, I did eventually recover. Obviously, that's why I'm still here. But that was after I left my job, and Kai was there to help me through the really tough times. So I'm really thankful that she was there for me.
And says he now eats healthier and he exercises on a regular basis. So I guess now would be a good time to talk about a certain someone, wouldn't it? If this video is your very first introduction to Jake Monroe, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But if you are already familiar with Jake Monroe, then I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see, despite what Jake would like you to believe and what he insists to this day, Jake cannot attribute his YouTube success entirely to himself. Because by the time Jake had started his YouTube channel in 2014, he had been publicly dating an already famous / established goth YouTuber named Kaya, who goes by Toxic Tears online. Jake and Kaya met in 2010 and started dating in 2011 and would go on to be together for 11 years.
I was really down about it. So the months pass, and we're getting into 2008, 2000.
That's a lot right there. That's kind of hard to look at. That is it looks like, you know what he looks like is the oh man, it's the alien was it the alien and human hybrid thing that's like in one of the Alien movies where it's like mixed with a human, but it's like huge and just so off-putting. Like it's the most bizarre thing. It was that whole scene in that movie was like the most bizarre, creepy thing I've ever seen in my life. Just from like a body like this, just the way it looks like makes you want to shiver. Like it's just so creepy. I don't even know how to describe it. You'd have to see it. And I don't know which one it was in. Not the one where it's the baby, where not Resurrection. That was a different. I don't know why they already did the human mixing thing, but this was a different, I guess, mix of humanness with the alienness. So I don't know, but anyway, it's terrifying looking. And it looks a lot like the face looks a lot like this.
In 2009, 2010, this is where I met Kaya. And then when I met Kaya, that part of me sort of stopped, and it was
Drusilla, you know Toxic Tears? Really? Hell yeah, that's wild.
It all became about Kaya.
They were teens when they got together, and by the time the relationship ended, they were both close to entering their 30s. So they spent pretty much the entirety of their adult youth together. Jake had starred in many of Kaya's vlogs and videos. So when Jake started his own channel, he already had somewhat of an audience from Kaya's following. And it's not like Jake's channel immediately took off. He was averaging a few thousand views on his earlier videos.
That's what he's averaging now. This was literally his average now. Is like 7,000 is what I saw over and over. 7,000 views. And now he's back. That's, he's trying to do whatever he can to get out there.
But he would get more views on his videos that featured Kaya, and it's undeniable that Kaya played a pretty significant role in Jake's success, perhaps the most significant role. And this is actually how I discovered Jake, because I was already a fan of Toxic Tears, and even now I still watch Kaya's videos from time to time when I do see her upload, which sadly is not as often as she used to, likely due to the turn of events in the relationship. We'll get there. They would be together till around October, November of 2022.
All right, y'all. It's about to be going for over 3 hours. I gotta stop. But well, hey, thank y'all so much for hanging out. Seriously, this was a lot of fun. And if you enjoy this kind of content, just finger that like button. Okay, just finger that button. I'd appreciate it. But or you could smack it. Why couldn't Kevin? You couldn't find an open hand, so like an open punk rock hand to do the slapping? No. Nothing? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to update it. Anyway, but yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be great. And we're gonna thank our members here. Okay, ready?
Just want to thank my channel members. I got constant bill collectors and writing out return to sender. Only work so many times. Thanks 1,000 times.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. This one was kind of crazy. It was long, but I think we had a good time. But there's a bunch of different ways you can support the show, and they're all listed here. And all the links for all of those are below. So, if you want to support us, I'd really appreciate it. But all right, and we will see you next time.
Screwing off and playing round, making fun of funny clowns, oozing with contempt and hate. The goofball atheist podcast, Apostate. Apostate. We rage against machines of hate. Apostate. We're community advocates. We're community advocates.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for watching. See you.